Welcome to FurCast, episode 352. I'm your host, Paradox the Red Wolf.
I'm your fabulous Blue Fox host, Pharaoh.
I'm your stripey boy, Maruski.
Stripey boy?
Mm-hmm.
You are a stripey boy.
I'm a stripey boy. I'm Kemper.
Yeah. So, no idea what's in store for us this show. Other than that, it'll probably be a little bit of a shorter one because I have a little bit of roundup. But
I was just on my feet because we were just talking about it earlier. Where did Cart Fox move to? Because wasn't he originally in Phoenix? Where the hell is that?
Where the hell is what? I don't know. Why are you randomly asking me this now?
Because it came up in my feed just now. Just now.
Thanks, Twitter algorithm. Anyway.
Rodergis and L.
I think that's Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Yeah, I think so.
So Cart Fox is in the Netherlands now.
Anyway, welcome to FurCast.
What do they speak in the Netherlands? Dutch?
Quick shout out to two things for our intro. The first thing is I'd just like to shout out our other show, FNT. I just put out the latest episode of our other show, and I just wanted to say that I'm super proud of it. I'm really happy with it. It was a really good selection of music. That's our music podcast. So if you guys want some awesome music to listen to or you got a long drive to do, FridayNightTracks.com, check it out. I just put that out yesterday. I had to do a bunch of editing on it. Second thing to mention is poor Australia. I shout out to not only the few people that I know that I'm decently close to there, but also just everybody there who's dealing with the ridiculousness of literally half the country being on fire. Yeah, hell, actually. Let's just call it that.
Hell on Earth. Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
Inferno.
And I already have a couple friends that were displaced by the stuff that's going on there, and all of the funny clips of people shitting on Malcolm are really funny. But yeah, it's horrifying.
I loved there was a video of someone having a picnic with a huge blaze behind them. So like they were just sitting out eating a picnic, and in the backdrop of their picnic is just flames.
Yeah, it's a little scary, all that stuff, and
I just love the fact that even though like it's like the worst possible like thing, people are still out there like, let's go have a picnic. Yeah.
Which is funny, but there's also groups of people in some areas that have been told, by the way, it's too late for you to get out, and chances are you're going to die.
They didn't send helicopters?
Yes, if they can, they will.
Okay.
But there are some areas, there are some people who didn't leave. And some states in Australia have enacted certain policies. It's not martial law, but it's similar to a concept where like they can effectively...
Not to be an asshole,
they can
but
police force you out of an area.
But we were told to evacuate because there was a lot of fire coming our way, and we're like, nah, fam, we good. And then they're like, yeah, you can't evacuate now. Then like, well, it was our choice. We fucked up. Like, I can't be sorry for someone that like honestly takes the time to be like, oh yeah, all the warning signs. Oh, there's a huge tidal wave coming this way. Oh, you're probably going to die if you stay here. I'll risk it.
Yeah, Drop Table Foxes, who's from Australia, I believe. Either Australia or New Zealand. By the way, it's been hazy in New Zealand. Like, there's like the air quality, that's 2,000 kilometers away, and it's hazy in another country separated by like a bunch of ocean.
Imagine if this is all weed burning though, because then like New Zealand would just be high constantly.
No, unfortunately, it's they've had some air quality alerts, but it's not too terrible. But anyway, Drop Table Foxes says you don't get told it's too late to leave until you've already had several warnings that you should evacuate first. So, and like I said, I know in some areas they are effectively forcing people out through police action, which is good. But yeah, it's
So I learned something last week when I was at the botanical garden.
Yeah.
So eucalyptus, they're extremely flammable. And the California government once thought, oh, it might be a good fuel source, so we're going to invest in it and plant a bunch of eucalyptus trees. And it failed because, I don't know, flammable in California?
Well, in some cases, things should burn, which is the other
thing. Does that mean koalas are highly flammable?
Because they eat eucalyptus.
They only eat eucalyptus.
Kaiwana says it's hazy in Auckland right now. XSS Fox says, sorry, sad face. in the chat room. But anyway, but more space is burning now in Australia than any of the Amazon rainforest so far that has been burned. It's pretty bad. You can imagine the coastline of, for those who aren't familiar with geography stuff, if you imagine the coastline of the U.S. from the top New York City, or actually, let's go even further. Let's go all the way up in Maine, all the way down to Florida. Imagine that entire coastline just burning. That's basically the level that we're at. So it's pretty fucked up. There's a bunch of fucked up stuff that's been happening in the world and in politics lately. We're not going to talk about all of it.
What, World War III?
No, actually, not World War III, but other shit. But before I do, I should mention, among horrifying things, this episode of FurCast is sponsored by TwinTailCreations.com. You can go to TwinTailCreations.com and use coupon codes RedWolf or Blue Fox on checkout to save 15% on their silicone products. And we'll talk more about them later in the show.
Blue Fox if you're kinkier.
Yeah, and by the way, we should mention that you are going there.
I'll be making your dicks.
I thought you were only going there for like logistical purposes.
I'm going there for a week to make dicks.
You're actually like visiting the Twin Tails shop.
Yes.
That's going to be interesting.
I'm going to make your dicks. Handmade by Pharaoh.
Faye, have you ever gotten like Lush shampoos?
No.
Okay, so for every bottle of Lush shampoos and body washes, they stick a sticker of whoever made it. Like
right, to prove that it's handmade or whatever, right? Yeah.
So you can stick your sticker on every dick that you make.
On every bag that's made by Pharaoh. Every dick that's made by Pharaoh.
Well, obviously, if anybody...
I'll bring a label maker with me. I'll pack my label maker.
I feel like if somebody goes on the Twin Tails site, so when you go on twintails.com, you can order different colors and different mixtures and custom stuff, but you can also just say, surprise me. If you say surprise me and you get a dildo that's just all blue, probably he made it.
I would never do that. I would use like 4 different types of blues.
Oh, okay. It'd be like creative blue. Are you going to do that? If
like
you
a
get
bluegasm. Hey, Sin likes blue too, so me and him together isn't a bad combination.
Can I just say to Twin Tails, if you're listening right now, don't let him drive you crazy, please. I'm very happy that you've invited him.
Say goodbye to our sponsorship.
I'm very happy that you invited Pharaoh and that you guys are gonna have fun. Don't let him drive you crazy. I feel bad for Twin Tails that they're gonna have to deal with you in their facility.
I'm gonna make your dicks.
So that's a thing. Anyway, anybody have anything else, or should we just jump in a roundup?
I'm so excited to be a cocksmith.
You are very excited. You've been talking about it like all week. You're like very proud, I feel, about this whole situation.
I didn't even think about it. I'm gonna bring a label maker now, and every dick that I make, I'm just gonna make a little label that says "Inspected by Pharaoh" and stick it. Fox approved.
It'll be interesting to see what things they let you do. I'm a little horrified.
I'm very talented.
All right, so as I adjust the fan on the air conditioning, I'm ready to jump into the roundup.
Who knows? And if they have more like rejects, I'll just pack another duffel bag full of dicks.
Well, actually, before we jump into the roundup, I actually thought of something that I want to just mention really fast because I found out about this and I didn't know about it, and I don't know how long this has been a thing. So, chat room, maybe you can correct me. If you log into Web Telegram and you go into settings, you can change an option that says show sensitive content or show sensitive media, and you can change that flag. And I believe that is tied into the whole Telegram restricting certain chat rooms for porn and stuff like that. So essentially, what it is Telegram has to comply with App Store rules and Play Store rules, which are a little bit different, and also depending on the region that you're trying to publish your app. And that can be a little difficult because keep in mind the Play Store and the App Store are trying to play nice in some of these weird, countries on Earth that are weird, like places that, for instance, ban being gay, among other things. But the general rule, as far as I'm aware, on things like the App Store is that an app cannot allow you to come into contact with adult content without interacting with a person first. So, for instance, that's how Grindr gets away with it. You'll notice that a person can send you a dick pic, but you can't find a dick pic without interacting with a person first. And you'll also know, for anybody who's used Grindr, that your profile picture cannot be explicit. And so that's how they get around that rule. Now, the issue that Telegram had was that people were making public chats, as in you can search them public chats and anybody can join. And if they got reported for having pornography, Telegram would limit them because Telegram has had multiple issues in the past with their app getting pulled off of different platforms. And everybody was kind of like, come on, Telegram, just all you need to do is just put a setting somewhere else outside the app so that it's not in the app, but outside the app that you can change and say, I don't care about sensitive content. So that's what Twitter does, for instance. Twitter, if you go into their settings, they have a thing that says, like, show sensitive media, and that's also how they get around the issue. Well, anyway, this is especially apparent because there's some shit going on in the world in politics that I'm not going to bring up. But I will say that it involves the Middle East. And a lot of times when there are conflicts there, a lot of those people sign up for Telegram. And Telegram has had a few issues where like millions of people at the same time have tried to sign up for their platform. And some country, somewhere along the way, this has happened a few times, has said, we're going to ban that. Because, there's porn on that platform. And that's happened a few times. And a lot of times that country will go to Apple and Google and say, oh, hey, it would be a shame if something were to happen to all those apps that you sell in our country, but we're going to need you to ban that because it's no bueno and trying to stop people from getting on those platforms. So, point is, go into Telegram web, change that setting, because I assume most of you want to see sensitive media, and that's that.
I just disabled it.
You just disable it, yeah. And the other thing is, this could affect more platforms in the future, right? I know a lot of people reference the Apple App Store rules of that stuff, but it's likely that Telegram will start to make that setting affect possibly more than just that app, because they've had issues with other apps and third-party apps and other things getting banned and stuff like that. So just change the setting, because that's a much simpler way to deal with it. I'm very happy that Telegram did that and or allowed that setting, because that solves a lot of problems.
So it's defaulted at not safe for work?
It is defaulted to not show you sensitive content. And by the way, this doesn't really affect private chats. So that's why, for instance, I'm in a lot of like NSFW private chats, but those don't really have an issue because nobody reports them. But if it's a public chat, that's where you start to run into issues where like you'll get a message on your phone saying like, you can't browse this chat. And that affected iOS users for the longest time, but it's likely Telegram will start doing that in other places. So yeah. Some private chats I'm in somehow got reported, says Riley. Yeah, I have heard of that happening too. If somebody wants to fuck up a group, or if you got a malicious user and they're like, I'll just report this. But yeah. And again, I agree with, I'm sure, all of you. It's bullshit that we should even have to do this, but it all comes down to playing nice with these weird places where, they want to stop civil unrest and they want to try to stop people from, LGBT stuff. And Russia famously tried to ban Telegram by blocking AWS. As in Amazon Web Services, which took down banks. There were fucking ATMs that didn't work because they were trying to block Telegram. So it sucks, but you got to play the bullshit game, unfortunately. Anyway, now we can jump into the roundup. Sorry that I'm talking so much. It's just me doing all that stuff, but that's okay. Roundup. The Roundup is a segment where we throw a bunch of links at you, news articles, things like that, rapid fire, and you can check them out on your own after the show when we post the episode, usually a few days after the show. First thing in the Roundup, Telegram. Speaking of which, hey, they had an update recently. Verifiable builds, so that's for security. That means that you can verify that the app that you have is from the official Telegram source. They have a new theme editor. There's a new feature where you can send when online. So rather than just scheduling a message to send, you can send when the person comes online, right when they come online, which is pretty cool. And so much more. And also they're continuing with the theme of putting animals and dogs in their art that they have. Anyway, so yeah, big Telegram update. They also fixed a bunch of other bugs and stuff like that, so you guys can check it out. What was the location one that I just saw? Switch to night mode faster on Android, podcast and audiobook support.
Oh, we could podcast straight to Telegram now?
Yeah, I believe it's just for playing stuff. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's just sharing files and stuff like that. Sleek new animations. A bunch of these are the Android app updates, new on iOS, better control over the text size, faster account switching. You can switch accounts outside the Telegram app just with a little 3D touch shortcut. That's pretty nice. Yeah, so big Telegram update. Next, FA had a big update. This hit right during New Year's. They have decided to push everyone over to their new theme by default. Now, you can still go into settings and go back to the old FA theme, although they claim that that will not be maintained anymore. And of course, cue the jokes of everybody saying it was maintained at all. Sorry, FA. Have to say it. But anyway, they claim that there's a bunch of new features and support and that they're trying to change things. I've also seen many people in groups kind of making fun of some of the graphic design changes.
It works
and stuff
better
like
on
that.
mobile, I think.
Yeah, I guess a little.
I went back to the original one purposely.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
been
what's
using
funny
it
is
for 10 years and
I don't think they have much of an API, so a lot of like bots that people had. So a great example, like you guys know those Telegram bots that will like, automatically post and there's like a new, like an artist does something, whatever. A lot of those are based purely on using the website. So by forcing everybody onto the new theme, it actually broke a lot of automated tools that people use, which is kind of horrifying.
Those are kind of good, I guess, maybe.
I don't know. The good thing to do would be to have an API, but there's also something new called FA+. What? And here's FA+. It is Fur Affinity Plus, FA Plus benefits. You become a Fur Affinity supporter. I don't know how that's a benefit. That's just what it is. Shiny's tipping enhancements. Customize the Shiny's tipping system. Okay. Third-party ad blocking. So that means you see the FA ads, but you don't see like the Google ads or third-party ads, which you can just do with an ad blocker, but okay. FA Plus icon. Show your support with a shiny FA Plus icon next to your username. Okay.
Which is a little paw print. Look at,
yeah.
See,
it's a little
gold paw print.
Let's zoom in. Let's get a good. That's
there you go.
there you go.
You get a paw print emoji next to your name.
Paw print emoji. Cue people figuring out how to just put that image in your profile.
You get banned.
You're not FA Plus. You can't do that. Anyway, more benefits coming. Your FA Plus subscription will get better with new benefits over time. So it is a $5 a month subscription. As you can see on the studio computer, my subscription is currently inactive. So you guys can judge.
Which will always be.
And that's that. So that's FA Plus.
So
$5
nothing.
a month sounds like a lot.
FA Plus for people who want to support for Affinity, money raised would go toward. By the way, another way to support FA is to buy ads, which I highly recommend. We've been buying ads on FA for supporting FurCast. That's probably how a bunch of you guys found us over the years. And it's a little bit more money, but you get a lot of clicks. Like, I'm pretty sure. So hold on. I have a report from them. Here it is. Our latest report. We got over 500,000 impressions and total 3,100 clicks we got to our website. So yeah, if you got an ad profile or something like that,
How many of those clicks were accidents or mistakes?
Perhaps. I'm sure a decent portion of them are, but I definitely have misclicked an ad on that website before, but anyway. Next is
I feel like every click to our show is a mistake, but
So there's a YouTube channel called Sexplanations, which we've shouted out before. They do like explanations on sexual things that clearing up misconceptions, things like contraception, things about like sexual safety. And they did a quick video on the Folsom Street Fair, which is pretty cool.
At 19, I attended the 36th annual Folsom Street Fair in San Francisco, California. I expected to witness sexual expression of many kinds, nudity, bondage, masochism, submission. This was all there. What I didn't expect was for it to feel so romantic, full of love, people relating to each other. Sexuality is often under sheets, behind closed doors in the dark underground, but not here. At Folsom, people were out, shame-free, no guilt.
And there were a ton of pups shown off in the video. Pups and I believe a few fursuiters as well.
Seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it does look like a lot of fun.
I do that.
It looks awesome. And they, of course, interview some people. And let me see if I can find...
Bound by enthusiasm.
There's another one. There's some pup stuff and some furry stuff. And there's a couple more mentioned in there. But highly recommend...
Wait, is there a puppet? I want to see the puppet.
Where?
The bondage puppet.
Stay curious.
That's funny. But anyway, the Sexplanations YouTube channel, they're pretty awesome. Highly recommend subscribing. Next, Twitter account. This is a Twitter account called X-Ray a Day. And every day they post X-rays, including this. This is the inside of a camera lens, but it's actually animated to show what it looks like when the lens is either zooming or focusing. Happens to be a Canon lens. And also, I happen to have been there when they made that, and I happen to know all of the people behind the Twitter account, and they happen to be a bunch of furries. So you should follow the Twitter account. X-Ray a Day. It's pretty cool.
Who's X-raying things?
A bunch of people. There's here's one that's there's an iPad. A Roby screw gun. There's a bunch more stuff that we X-rayed, and actually, give me a moment. Give me a moment. Let me pull something up. I'm sorry that I didn't have this ready, guys. Let me just pull something up really fast.
Then I know where this was.
Yeah. Where is it? I have a. So here. Here is a GIF of them making. By the way, that's my friend Freeze. I'll shout him out. That's his camera as well, and that's them opening up the X-ray machine and moving the lens a little bit.
Why can't we have an X-ray machine?
Because we don't need one. But and this is another GIF of them from the outside. I took this with my phone of them using one of the X-ray machines at the place we were hanging out at for New Year's, and doing it. That's Freeze and Fizz, they're doing that, so they had a fun time making an X-ray time lapse, I guess, hyperlapse. I don't know what it would be called. General animated X-ray diagram thing. So that was pretty cool, and that's that.
Any other things from New Year's? You didn't even talk about New Year's.
Not really. It's mostly just me and a couple of my friends hanging out.
You didn't take the box of dicks.
No, I didn't. I forgot.
I was disappointed in you.
Yeah. So a story from DW.com says singular they, as in the word they, crowned word of the decade by U.S. linguists. So as in they, as in the general or gender neutral pronoun. So the American Dialect Society, which is pretty cool that they chose that. Next, this is a trailer for a movie that. Pharaoh, I feel like you're probably going to like this. It's a gay slasher film.
Why would I like that?
Because
I feel like you don't know what I like.
No, you definitely will. It looks like, I'm going to be honest, it looks like a shitty horror movie. And I feel like you and your wife love watching shitty horror movies, like on purpose.
She loves horror movies. I hate horror movies.
Hey, Joel.
Did you pick a card for the new year yet?
Change is coming.
Out with the old, in with the new.
Exactly.
I'll see you soon.
But it's called Midnight Kiss. Well, anyway, the reason I'm showing you this is because the gay slasher wears a pup hood while he's like murdering people.
We don't be different just because I'm here.
I want to see if there's a shot where it shows it. There it is.
Oh, Jesus. Who is this stranger?
You were my first midnight kiss. Now I would.
And it's one of those like it looks like either so bad that it's good or I don't know, but it's a killer in a pup hood. So
Well, soon there'll be a killer in a fursuit.
there wasn't already in some other thing. I mean, wasn't there? And
Oh,
well,
sure,
no.
there's mascot costumes, but not like a full fursuit.
What is the CSI episode then? Or no, that was the fursuiter getting killed.
Yeah, that's the fursuiter getting killed, poisoned, and shot.
And then they thought that other people at the furry event would be responsible, but then they weren't, or something like that. I haven't seen that episode in so long, I don't remember. Anyway, cool tweet from JMoffEN on Twitter, which is the English Japan Meeting of the Furries Twitter account. They have a VR feature, which will work during VR chat. And I guess they're like trying to show off the convention, but in VR space, which will be pretty cool. And in the real venue, you can enjoy a VR trial and watch mirroring projected on a widescreen in the VR lounge in the artist lounge. So I thought that was pretty cool that they have like a VR version of the con at the con. So that's pretty neat that somebody actually built the whole thing.
I don't want to leave my room.
Just imagine just going to a furry con and you just experience the con in VR in the hotel room. Like, that's like a new level of
social dissonance.
Yeah. So you guys remember the
I don't like cats.
You remember the movie Cats? Yeah, you said you don't like it?
Yeah.
Guess what? They lost at least $70 million over the whole thing. Universal Pictures faces at least $70 million loss. So yeah.
It's just creepy.
They're not doing good. So if you didn't think you liked the movie, you're not crazy. After the
Didn't your mother even say she didn't like the movie?
Yeah, my mother or my parents went to go see it apparently, and they sent me a text when they got back to their house, and they were like,
"Why didn't you stop them?"
I didn't know they were going.
Oh, yeah.
I could have protected them, but I didn't have the opportunity.
From the horrendous cats.
Insider.com has an article that says, "Meet the furry." I love when they put it in quotes. Meet a furry costume designer who sells full-body fursuits for over $1,000 in their spare time. It's just a typical furry article. I know a lot of you guys like to read those, so you can check it out. Next, Tom Scott, who is a YouTube channel that you should totally be subscribed to because Tom Scott is awesome, did a video on ISO standard, or not ISO, I'm sorry. It is yes, it is the ISO standard for date and time. So there is a calendar standard where the week always begins on a Monday, and every month and every year always begins on a Monday. And the way they do that is they basically take the Gregorian calendar that I'm sure most of you are familiar with, and they kind of just shift a few days around a little bit, by like a few days. Well, anyway, a lot of financial systems use this because it's just easier for billing and stuff like that. But every once in a while, there's a weird offset, and there's a weird computer bug that results from it. And in particular, Tom Scott was talking about why Twitter went down one time, because 2020 started a couple days early. And that was not affecting Twitter. Twitter was affected by a separate thing. But Tom Scott was referencing this outage, and he used a tweet from Ninja.
It's only meant to be used for things like bookkeeping and paying salary. But back at the end of 2014, Twitter's Android app and website mysteriously failed for a few hours, and the reason was almost certainly someone getting the two calendars mixed up. See, most high-level programming languages have a function for getting the current date and time and formatting it in a particular human-friendly way. So if you want the day, month and year in a human-friendly format, you create a string like that, you run it through a standard function, and it swaps out the bits that are flagged by % signs, and you get a sensible result out.
But he references a tweet from Ninja. Let me go back to it right here. So Ninja was getting a lot of followers for that because that's the kind of stuff Ninja tweets about. Shout out to Ninja. They're awesome. But and there was a tweet from all the way back in 2014 that he found on it and showed it off. And also, Ninja's account is Semi-Rut NSFW. So it was just kind of funny that, like, I don't know. It was just funny that was going on. And here's the actual tweet from Ninja pointing out that Twitter had a date bug in their system. And finally, this, I have to, turn off my ad blocker because their ad blocker blocks the fucking player on this stupid website. This is, ABC did a video on Capital City FurryCon, and I think it's going to play an ad first. Yep, it's going to play a 30-second ad, everybody. It's just fucking stupid. I don't know if I can get this to load. Maybe if I load that and then turn off the ad blocker while the page is loaded. Will it? No. That changes to a different story. Anyway, they did a little piece. They interviewed a couple people that are at Capital City.
Put the ad on play, and then
I'll just mute the ad and let it play through, and then we can view it a little bit.
First world pains.
Yeah.
Pains of 2020. Autoplay ads.
This website has a lot of them too. There's all kinds of weird pop-up ads. Anyway, that's it. That's the end of the roundup.
We're in the woods and we're hunting, and this is some ad, and we're fishing, and we're hunting, and I got a bow, and I'm reeling in the big fish, and I'm gonna shoot this fish with an arrow, and yeah, Sportsman Warehouse.
Thanks.
For unforgettable.
So, Capital City FurCon is a new convention, furry convention in the city of Harrisburg. What it is, essentially, is just people who have a love for art, music, and community. And what they do is they create these personas, these identities that represent them. And the personas are all unique to each individual. What's really cool about the fandom, and specifically how it kind of created, is that it's not like Pokemon, it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's not like anime or Comic-Cons. We don't have necessarily a backstory, but what we do have is that this fandom kind of created for people who wanted something that represented them and kind of organized itself into something much bigger than what it is.
The best way I can describe it is it's like a block of clay, and you can take pieces from that clay and make your own thing.
You know, we may be a little quirky, we may be a little bit nerdy, but we're no different than any major club that just wants to get together and have fun.
So yeah, cute little video that is almost as long as the ad. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and turn that back on.
And the last thing was Fear leaves tomorrow at 10 a.m. to Phoenix, Arizona to make dicks.
Oh, you leave tomorrow?
Yep.
Oh, damn. All right. So, that actually kind of works out because I was going to say there's not going to be a FurCast next week because I'm going to be in Toronto for Kerfuffle.
I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona.
For how long?
Next week. Sunday to Sunday.
Okay.
Nice. Well, shout out to the Twin Tail guys for bringing you out. That'll be pretty cool.
If any fans are in Phoenix, Arizona, I'll be there. I'll be in your state. I'll be in your city.
I am envious of your nice temperatures, although I'm going to go to Australia and New Zealand in a couple months.
What are even the temperatures in?
Phoenix.
Are you going to the burnt part of the Australia?
It is 60 Fahrenheit, 16 Celsius in Phoenix right now. Not bad.
It's a good temperature.
Yeah.
Paradox.
What?
Which part of Australia are you going to?
Brisbane, Gold Coast, and Melbourne. And then in New Zealand, it's going to be Auckland and Wellington, I believe.
When are you going to Australia?
End of April. For Purdue.
Is it the burnt part of Australia?
Well, it's still burning, so I don't know. I'm hoping that there will be some Australia left.
Crispy Australia.
Yeah.
Are you going to the crispy side or the undone side?
Well, every side is crispy, though.
Well, every side is deadly. Like, it's Australia. Everything's going to kill you there. Can you just not die, though, when you go there, please? Like,
it hit 48 Celsius in parts of Sydney the other day. Fuck. How? Listen, I like warm climates. I hate winter, but that's ridiculous.
What's 48 in freedom units?
Too much.
That's
you
more
would
than
die.
110.
Yeah, it's more than 110 Fahrenheit. Melbourne and Gold Coast should be fine, as XSS says.
I don't know Celsius.
Crispy or smoked. Vibe says over easy Aussies. Oh, that's terrible. Oh man.
I feel like you're gonna walk outside and like right off the plane of Australia and get bit by something poisonous and then die. Like I don't know. Like I just feel like that is like your luck. Like you're going to the most deadliest place on earth. I feel like you're not built.
It is not the most come on. That's not fair.
Kangaroos can kill you.
Koalas can kill you.
The plants can kill you.
I mean, we don't have health care.
Yeah, so we just die on our own.
Yeah. So, you know.
But they have healthcare, but then they have actively environments that are trying to kill them. It's like a space world.
Anyway.
Especially for an American going to Australia. Like, when you're born there, like, you feel like you get immunities. Because you're as a child, like, you're a baby, you're getting bit by black widows and, like, you brown recluses while you're, like, 2 years old, and your body's like, well, if he survives this...
It's their vaccine shots.
It's their vaccines.
When you gotta get vaccinated, they just throw a bunch of spiders
on you.
they get a card saying,
if our child survives, we'll know he'll be a good one.
That's a whole new level of anti-vax. Or like, you don't want to get covered in spiders. Immune to death. That's a show title right there. Immune to. I love it.
We'll throw some snakes in the crib. If he manages to eat them, we know we have a true Australian.
All right. What do you feel like doing? Do you want to do?
I feel like a small, like, baby Australian.
Oh,
like,
you're not done.
No. Like, you
Okay.
throw a rattlesnake in the bed, and if they're a true Australian, they actually use it as a rattle. Like, if they're a fake Australian or they have, like, impure Australian blood, they get killed off. And it's like, oh, we didn't have a good one.
So anyway.
They just have another child afterwards.
So anyway. By the way, there's a new Telegram sticker of me saying anyway. And I love it because I always do that. I'm like, anyway. What do you feel like doing? Because we could also kind of do a short show because, I mean, I feel bad Nico's not here as well still. And I don't know if there's really much news. It was kind of a slow news week.
I put some news in there. Put a lot of news in there.
All right. Well, do you want to start with something?
Can we start by talking about Dr. Phil's house?
No, I don't want to. What? Why do I want to talk about that?
I have to. It's not something that I would expect to see from him.
Okay.
Did you see the pictures?
No, I didn't.
Like, he's got a full, like, poster the size of a person. Like, I'm just gonna open up. I can put the article in there.
Okay.
We need to talk about this. We need to talk about it. There is way too much going on in this to not talk about it. Like, I'm sorry, I can't get. There is so much going on in these pictures. It is hard to grasp.
You don't need to convince me. It's already open.
I've always been curious about my family history. Who were investors?
I don't care about him.
What did they?
So you don't care about the video?
No.
Okay.
Just that he's selling his $5.7 million house, and these are the pictures.
Okay.
There is so much going on.
Oh my god, that's like way too much. Oh my god, what the? I hate all of it.
He's got a bunch of those Lego figures.
He's got the Lego bear things all over the
Like,
house.
I appreciate that every room is a different style, but other than that, I'm just not a person. I'm not a person who likes.
Like,
I'm the type of person that feels uncomfortable in rich
Someone mentioned
places.
it too. The bear Legos.
Yeah.
But that is snakes. His railings are snakes.
It looks more like tree roots.
No, they're metal snakes. They all have snake heads and everything.
Oh.
I thought they were tree roots too. Nope, they're snakes. They're full on banisters of snakes.
Okay.
Like, but then you have the lips in the corner. Why the lips? Like, there is so much cross-section analysis of these photos that, like, it bothers me. Like, it's like an I Spy book. And just those 4 photos.
I'm sending my anyway sticker to people. By the way, shout out to Bull for commissioning that, and shout out to Scruff for drawing it. Or Fritz. I'm sorry, not Scruff. It was Fritz.
I just pull the picture back up for a second because we have to analyze this. Like, for one,
the picture on
the
an audio
snakes.
podcast. Okay.
We're talking about the picture.
Okay.
The snakes. The snake railings. At any point, do you feel like you feel comfortable, like walking up, just touching snakes as you go up to your second floor?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I like snakes.
I do love snakes, but I don't want, like, snake railings. But then there's the lips. Like, why the lips? Like, why wouldn't you just take that out of the shot? But there is so much happening in that. And then go to the dining room. Like, are you ready to eat breakfast at that? No, you're left.
Oh,
with
God,
your wall of
I just noticed the wall.
The wall of assault rifles.
I hate that so much.
I love how you missed that the first time.
I missed it. Yeah, I missed it.
Literally, it is just a wall of high-powered rifles behind glass. So you can stare at them while you eat your cereal. But then this, right in the front foyer. Look to your left. There is a giant bear portrait of its back, and it just says, fuck.
It does say fuck.
It says fuck. So you walk into Dr. Phil's house, and the first thing you see is just a giant bear statue that says fuck.
There it is. There's a... That's interesting.
This is why I said we have to talk about this.
I don't know quite what to think about that.
And some of the tweets from it are just great. It's in the article. Like they describe it perfectly. The house looks like it was designed by Delia from Beetlejuice with a grant from the NRA.
Oh God, the article that I just saw that you put in lifestyle, I hate that so much.
Apparently Dr. Phil's a comic book villain.
I can't wait to bust that.
Dr. Phil's house looks like something Tim Burton designed in Las Vegas penthouse while on bath salts. Me arriving at Dr. Phil's house. Wow, it's a pretty impressive house. Dr. Phil, not as impressive as the 60-second head start I'm going to give you. Wait, what? Dr. Phil's house looks like if the Temple of Doom had a lobby bar. Trying to fall asleep in Dr. Phil's house. It's just Squidward
with the eyes open. No, I need a K sticker. Oh, I love my K sticker. I use that one all the time. I just posted it in FurCast.
Could you just try to imagine if our dining room was just a wall of guns?
I wouldn't live here.
I know, I couldn't live here. But just imagine going over to your friend's house and you're like, oh, let's sit down to eat breakfast. And you're just going to sit down, you look up, and there's just a wall of high-powered assault rifles behind a pane of glass.
I would leave. And I would probably stop being friends with them. Not only because it's irresponsible, but because...
they're behind glass. Bulletproof glass.
Yeah, no.
I like the idea of guns behind bulletproof glass.
They can shoot their way out of it.
Like you can't break it to get to the guns. Or you just pour glass over guns and just ruin the guns, but have them on display in your house.
That I'm almost okay with at that point, because you're, I see people do that with old computer parts, where they'll build a wall of old computer parts and stuff. Like that I'm okay with. If it's not a danger to others and it's not you showing off how dangerous you are, then, I don't know. I also I'm not a gun person, so.
It'd be kind of cool, though, to have, a rocket launcher. But it's completely, encased in, plexiglass, melted plexiglass. So it's, all the way form-fitting around it. So you can't even, take it off and, smash it. It's just, a brick of rocket launcher.
I've seen some, photos of Fursuiter with, RPG, the rocket. It's like, it's the Red Rocket.
The Red Rocket. I would shoot an RPG in a fursuit. I will say that. If I had the opportunity to, like, here's an RPG, you get to shoot it at a target, I would definitely do it in fursuit. I don't even care if my fursuit got burned a little bit. Just to have a video of me shooting a fucking rocket launcher.
Someone posted a sticker of it in the FurCast chat.
Oh, yeah, the Be Gone, the Snap thing. I love that.
Snap Be Gone?
Yeah, I love those. All the Snap stickers.
Sorry, we had to comment on the Dr. Phil house. I could not just like let this pass by. There are more articles though. Okay. Which one were you upset by?
The one under lifestyle. It just seems like such bullshit, and I kind of want to debunk it.
Please read it.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Go ahead.
Hold on, let me just skim it really fast. I don't want to read this. No, I refuse to read this.
Why?
Because it's bullshit.
Then debunk it.
Yeah, but it also doesn't apply to our culture. So for anybody who wants to know, it's an article about how porn has negative effects on your like mind, but it references
probably more human porn.
It's probably human porn, yeah.
But I'm okay with cross-analyzing of that because I feel like furry porn is different because it's a fantasy realm of things that doesn't exist, whereas I can't even watch. Were you downstairs when we were watching human porn and we were all laughing our asses off?
No, I wasn't there.
Well, that was pretty funny. I remember that, yeah.
We were literally trying to watch like gay porn and we were trying to say who's the top, who's the bottom. It was a lot of fun because like it's just so bad. And I feel like if that's all you watched.
The other thing is a lot of these studies will show that like a person who consumes a lot will like it fucks up their dopamine response and like they become depressed. But it's like that doesn't necessarily mean that it's porn doing that. It also could just be that they're in a state in their life where consuming such things is one of the things that makes them feel good. It's kind of like it's like the misuse of drugs, right? It's just like studying how, like, yeah, drugs can fuck your life up, but drugs can also be a perfectly reasonable, responsible thing for you to do.
It's comparing. That's why we should read it because it's just comparing. Like, there are some people that you can give some person drugs and they'll be fine, but another person drugs and they'll become addicted to it to where they can't ever function without it.
Marital quality and commitment to one's romantic partner also appear to be compromised. Who gives a fuck? This just makes me angry. Like,
use that rage.
I don't.
Use that rage to read.
I ain't reading it.
Murduski, you can read it.
No, I'll pass.
Yeah, I'll pass on stupid, like, mainstream bullshit like that. I hate saying that because it's such a generic way to
just read it.
No, I'm not going to.
Murduski, you read it then.
It also assumes that whoever's watching the porn is monogamous.
It's assuming who's watching the porn is monogamous, that they're watching...
Which is why we'll argue it. This is called discussion.
My charisma is 7, Faye. You know it.
So read so I can argue you.
No.
Your D&D charisma?
You'll just use intimidation.
Oh my god.
What's the next one?
On the chat.
Pornography has an existing throughout recorded history of humans, transforming the introduction of each new medium. Can't wait for VR porn and the controversy that starts.
There's already some up there.
Like, I guess it just comes from like a very strong feeling in me that if it were not for me liking the porn that I do, I would not live here, do this show, have the friends I have accomplished everything I have in my life, have started a small business, be paying my rent with said small business, and doing literally
from porn.
Literally,
I'm going to make dicks. What do you think? I'm gonna have dick money. And that's all because of fantasy porn. Because some people want to be knotted.
Oh, yeah, can confirm. I'm not even a bottom. I'd be knotted. It's very intimate.
That's the most intimate of poses.
I'm serious. That's like my main interest in it.
The closeness of the knot. When you tie the knot.
Yep. That's why it turns me on.
Would you try wearables?
Me?
I mean, would you wear the wearable?
Would I wear a wearable? I don't think they'd be very comfortable. Unfortunately.
When's if it fused to you and then you became the wearable?
Not you gain a wearable dick. You become the wearable. What is this? Some fucking cock transformation shit? I don't think that's how that works.
No, it's your cock transformation.
I mean, some people are into that, but no.
Like your cock transforms into the cock.
Okay.
But
so a cock's transformation.
Where are you going with this?
The wearable becoming you.
What about it?
Would be a cock's transformation.
Okay, I know. Okay.
So you're not transforming, just your cock is.
Okay.
That's it. That was no more to this.
Okay.
We were at because you were like, if we were like, I would be comfortable, but then we were saying one step further. If you like put on a wearable, then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, and then you just had a knotted dick.
Some people would be into that.
I'll be into it.
But see, I don't know. Would you be able to handle it if it was flesh colored?
Would it have the same texture though?
I would assume it. Getting into a strange debate, but yes, like a human.
But flesh.
So I don't understand what you're saying. Are you basically saying like, boiling this down? You're TFing into a werewolf, but like it's ugly and it sucks. Well, so fucking what?
No, I'm saying he puts he gets you to wear a wearable.
Okay, but what is the point?
But the wearable is magical.
No. I understand what you're talking about. I know what's happening. I know the situation. What's the point?
The point is, would you be okay with a human flesh-colored penis that looked like a werewolf penis?
Better question, would I be okay TFing into my persona in a way that looks good and is comfortable and would be enjoyable? Yes. Would I be comfortable TFing into my persona if my body was fucking morphed and bleeding and I was going to die? No. Does that answer your question?
No.
It's very simple. What I don't understand
but I was curious about the concept.
You're trying to make an argument of like, what if you TF'd in the thing, but it was horrible? I wouldn't like it.
I wouldn't say it was horrible. Are you saying that having a knotted penis in the shade of a human skin color would be horrible?
Maybe. How would it be? And depending on how it would be
your penis.
Maybe I would like it. Maybe I wouldn't. Depending on the situation.
Okay.
How is that not obvious?
I don't know if I would like it. I'd feel like maybe I'd be like upset with the color.
You're the cocksmith. You should know how to change the color of it.
Invent new cock dyes. So when you don't like the color of your cock, you can just dye it different colors. I mean, I guess it's kind of bleaching, but.
Well. And you gotta pay extra for glow in the dark.
Like, if you could color your dick orange, would you?
Well, no. My Sona doesn't have orange dick. It's still flesh red. It's just.
I mean, I feel like you could tattoo your entire dick a different color, but I feel like that's too much effort.
It would also hurt his balls.
Yeah. Well, you're not tattooing the balls. You're just tattooing the dick.
Well, it's just expression.
I know. I value anyone who can get a tattoo on their dick. They're a strong man.
I have a couple friends that have.
I don't think I could do that.
I can never get a piercing on my dick.
Piercing is different than a tattoo.
Still, like, just having, like, a metal thing sticking through your urethra. I can't.
I don't like that. Like, it's not a fan of piercing.
Not to shame.
Like, I'm
anybody,
sure that it's very pleasurable, but my biggest fear is like that Chad thing where it's like, what's your biggest fear? Dick falls off. Like, like I would be so terrified to have like a ring on my penis that would like then get stuck on something.
Okay, so changing the conversation. What is actually the biggest thing you fear? Like for yourself, for something happening to you, not the world. Obviously, if you're talking about the scope of the world, you could worry about the whole universe forever. But I mean, in terms of like something happening to you, what's your biggest fear?
Becoming super hairy.
I'm actually serious. I want to know.
Like not like fur hairy, but like actual hair.
Is that actually your biggest fear?
That could be one of them. I'm sure I have more. Okay. I don't think I have a biggest fear.
I definitely do.
I can categorize.
I can categorize fears of like
there's physical fear, there's a psychological fear, there's a social fear. Like physical fear would be like, oh, I'm afraid of spiders, but I'm not. And then like a psychological fear would be like, oh, I'm like going into some chain of thoughts, and the like social fear would be like some kind of shame. So, I don't have a physical fear though.
You don't have a physical one? Nothing.
Nothing really. No.
My biggest fear, like, keeps me up at night. My biggest fear is going
deaf.
Is going deaf.
I
If I would rather lose all of my limbs than go deaf. Like, no question.
We still do have Paul, so if you ever lose a leg, we have Paul.
Glad to hear that.
We were prepared for a loss of leg in this house.
Brain damage. I had a concussion once.
Oh, yeah, that's
fucks
freaky.
up everything that you perceive, you touch, the way you think. Like, it's pretty miserable.
Believe it or not, that one doesn't freak me out as much. I don't know why.
Concussion?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like, gung ho, like, I don't care, but I just mean like, I'm not. That one doesn't scare me as much. Because I feel like all that's arbitrary anyway. Like who you are as a person is and always has been and always will be an arbitrary thing. So it's like for me, I'm not as attached to that, I guess. Like my personality changing wouldn't scare me.
Right.
I guess. But like something happening that limits my ability to enjoy something, that is pretty scary.
I've learned how to write with my left hand so that I can like still survive even if my right hand got chopped off.
Since the advent of internet, porn has only skyrocketed to dizzying heights.
I watch too much porn. I'm getting
dizzy. Dizzying heights of porn. Whoa. So much. I love how Pornhub is the world's largest free porn site. And just like that's like where like all
it always does surprise me.
Science is only just beginning to reveal the neurological repercussions of porn. Is that my computer or your computer?
Oh, that was mine.
Okay. I kept thinking it was mine. I kept trying to mute my computer constantly, and I'm like going into it. I'm like, it's muted. Why does it keep sounding like it's coming from my computer? And I thought it was ads. But it's clear that the mental health and sex lives of wise-built audience are suffering catastrophic effects, from depression to erectile dysfunction. I think porn helps with erectile dysfunction.
Well, I think what they're referencing is the idea that, and they'll probably talk about this later in the article, the idea that porn can make you less happy with your own self, or it can make you have a worse...
I mean, we're all a little less happy with our own selves a little bit.
Yeah, but I feel
like if I could have a giant wolf penis, well, I mean, by golly, I would.
I think that's what they're referencing is like not body shaming, but like the idea of self-image coming into question, and erectile dysfunction being one of those things that like it's said that like erectile dysfunction causes like depression in some people because they feel like they can't perform, similar to like other things that could be, maybe.
Quick question for a cat fur: would you rather have a cat penis or a dog penis?
Dog penis.
Yeah, almost every cat that I know says that.
Yeah, because cats, it's got barbs on it that scratches the inside of the
How do you know? How do you know they're not soft barbs?
I don't know. I've watched some documentaries, and I've seen like female
Well, why
cats
don't you
like
just
being in pain.
Why don't you create soft barbs then? Like, I mean, you get to design your own dick at that point. Like, you could still have barbs, just not have pointy barbs.
Well, if I were to design my own dick, I can be a little more creative than like dog dick or cat dick.
Welcome to me. I work in the porn industry now.
Oh, okay. Then
I can help you design a cat dick.
Okay, I'm gonna request you. Well, it's gotta be knotted. That's one.
Like, can we all just? I feel
is it a cat dog?
I feel like the fandom just like is landslide agrees. That like knots are just yes, like everybody like in every way, like looks good, feels great, intimate, good way to like spend time with somebody you love, good way to get out of work. All the benefits are all there, and like nobody like I think I've met like maybe one or two people who are like, I don't know about the knot, like it's okay, but like they wouldn't like it's just for whatever reason it's not their thing, but like obviously depending on what you're attracted to, some people don't like. Anyway, the point is, even like. I've met like fucking like identifying females who identify as lesbian that are like, yeah, fuck yeah, knots.
Okay.
And it's just like
sometimes I was like go through FA and I find this amazing porn and I guess a 6 pages comic. I'm reading through it at the peak of the porn and it's like, oh, they're taking off their underwear and it's human penis and it's like. I'm closing this.
Whenever I see, I'm so excited. Aww. Well, no, I'm just disappointed.
Well, like there's like anthro creatures that have human dicks, and sometimes it's a little weird. It depends on how it's done, but I'm not that picky. I'm actually like, I've had
cheetah paws do dicks. I don't even know.
A lot of artists do like hybrid stuff, so they'll do like a hybrid of the two. That's what Rukus does. I don't know.
In the long term, pornography seems to create sexual dysfunction, especially the inability to achieve erections or orgasm with a real-life partner. Marital quality and commitment to one's own romantic partner also appear to be compromised. To try to explain these effects, some scientists have drawn the parallels between porn consumption and substance abuse.
People want to fuck, and that's bad!
Through evolutionary design, the brain was wired to respond to sexual stimulation with surges of dopamine, the neurotransmitter often associated with the reward anticipation. Also acts as the program memory. There's so much anticipation, I just can't handle it anymore. Also programs memories and information in the brain. This adaptation means that the body requires something, like food or sex. The brain remembers when to return to the same experiences for the same pleasure. Our monkey brains. Our simple monkey brains just can't process the exorbitant amounts of porn that we have today. We just get too excited. We just can't control ourselves. The poor monkey-brained humans. Instead of turning to a romantic partner for sexual gratification fulfillment, habitual porn users instinctively reach to their phones and laptops when the desire comes calling. Furthermore, unnatural, strong explosions of reward and pleasure.
Can I just say what pisses me off about this is that they are literally trying to claim that porn is bad on the same level that fast food is bad, right? Not just in the amount that you have, but that literally, like...
I've never been addicted to, like, fast food, though.
Well, right, but some people do, though.
I mean, I feel like they're trying to create porn to cocaine, like cocaine porn.
Yeah, but, like, what I mean is they're, like, other than sustaining you, you can unequivocally say that like this type of food is unhealthy for these reasons, whereas like you can't say that porn is inherently unhealthy because it definitely isn't.
That's interesting though. They're saying that pornography satisfies every one of the prerequisites for neuroplastic change when pornographers boast that they are pushing the envelope by introducing new, harder themes. What they don't say is that they must because their customers are building up a tolerance to their content.
That's bullshit. That is fucking bullshit.
It still takes me 15 minutes.
There is so much subtle, intimate stuff out there, even in human porn. I've actually seen good, intimate, casual, nice stuff. And if you're telling me that like the only reason porn has to get more extreme
and violent,
that's like saying, oh, well, the reason gays have to flaunt themselves is because now that they're allowed to be gay, they've got it out of their system, and so now they need to like flaunt it. That's the equivalent. This is fucking dumb.
Porn scenes, like addictive substances, are hyper-stimulating triggers that lead to unnatural high levels of dopamine secretion.
God forbid you feel good.
This can damage the dopamine reward system and leave it unresponsive to natural sources of pleasure. This is why users begin to experience difficulty in achieving arousal with a physical partner.
I've heard, like, my mom used to bring me to, like, this church group and whatnot when I was younger. And I remember this pastor saying, oh, people are going gay because they're watching porns and they're getting, so used to a straight porn that they want to experience something new and they go for gay porn and they become gay. It's like,
again, you get to this point where it's like, how long can you spend your life living a certain way, thinking that anything that's any better is bad, and that people who discover something better is bad? I'm not even going to comment on the whole gay is not a choice part of that, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm just going to comment on the our restaurant used to do great, but then people saw pizza and they discovered pizza, and we don't have pizza at our restaurant, so now they go to the pizza place. It's like, fuck you. Like, you can't stop people from discovering that there are other pleasures in life. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be like, no, the way that we live now is the best it's ever going to be. And if people discover something else, then it's just bad and false.
Studies show that the changes in the transmission of dopamine can facilitate depression and anxiety. In agreement with the observation, porn consumers report greater depressive symptoms, lower quality of life, and poor mental health compared to those who don't watch porn.
Probably because they have no health care.
Now, see, is it between those? Because I feel like there's always a limit. Like, is it to those that don't watch porn, to those that watch a little porn, and like a person that is like, you walk over to their house and they have porn on their TV all day, every day?
Yeah, and also, is that person drinking like 12 cans of Pepsi in the same day? And is that person like maybe depressed? Does that person maybe have issues with their family? Does that person have issues with a job? Does that person have issues with money?
I think it might be referencing like people who replace sexual intimacy with porn and not wanting anything more, perhaps.
Okay, but also, what's wrong with that?
Nothing. Like, I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to say.
The Earth is overpopulated. We need less people to fuck.
Well, straight sex.
Yeah.
Following the similar line of inquiry, researchers at the Max Planck Institute in Berlin, Germany, found that higher porn use correlated with less brain activation in response to conventional porn imagery. We're going to show you these tits. Then we're going to show you this tit. What's your reaction? They're tits? Whew. He's gone sensitive, guys. This explains why users tend to graduate to more extreme and unconventional forms of porn, like kinks.
God forbid.
God, missionary is the only thing I ever want in my life. Wait, there's more positions than missionary? There's doggy style?
I used to be friends with him, and we used to talk about having sex with our girlfriends, and it was great. But then he discovered that there were all these other positions and things, and now he needs all this other stuff to get off.
He can't just get off in missionary position anymore.
I thought I related to them. How fucking boring can you be? Like, again, I know I relate to sex to pizza a lot, but I'm going to do it again. Imagine all you like is cheese and pepperoni pizza, and someone else figured out that other things taste good on pizza, and you're like rejecting them for it.
Can you just go cheese and sauce pizza, not even pepperoni?
Yeah, you're like one of those people that like doesn't like any flavor, and then somebody else like discovers that there's other things, and then you're like, well, once you start putting other things on pizza, what's to stop them from needing other things? And then sooner than later,
trying everything.
I used to just have.
Then you're gonna have pineapple on pizza, and you're gonna have we can't have that.
They don't like my pizza anymore. They come over to my house and they're like, well, why don't you have other stuff in the pizza? And it just ruined pizza. We can't have it anymore.
Pornhub analytics reveal that conventional sex is decreasing interest to users and being replaced by themes like incest and violence. note that in all of our porn studies that we were just reading the Pornhub year in review, none of that had violence
Yeah.
Or
or incest as one of the top things.
Sounds like they pulled data in the wrong way here. That's why pineapple's a safe word, by the way.
Pornography viewers are increasingly choosing the more violent forms of pornography. This may be attributed to the desensitizing effect of regular consumption.
What do they constitute as violence? Like BDSM? Is it what they're considering as violence?
Maybe.
Like, I just imagine, like, okay, like, Maruski, whenever you and I do stuff, like, we'll bite each other, and I just imagine some person being like, whoa, it's fucking violent! Whoa, you bit him!
How dare you bite!
Call the cops!
And it's like, no. It's
I think it also has to do with the whole, like Siri has like poured before and a bunch of times, and like every time they like change, like, oh, you can't write explicit content, so then that would be like lemons. So then you had lemons and limes. They would change the description, or then you couldn't have rape in porn. But it was never actually rape, because rape is not like where both people are having satisfaction. It's pseudo rape. Yeah. It's the fact that it's forced. Which I forgot the new term now.
Non-con.
No, they changed the term again. Reluctant porn. It's called reluctant porn now. Oh, yes, I remembered. I can't believe I fucking remembered it.
Reluctant
porn is the new term for it now. So you can't. So at first it started as rape porn, but you can't say rape anymore because that is way too PC, and that's justifying rape culture. Mm-hmm. So you can't say rape anymore. So then it became
consensual non-consent.
So then it became pseudo rape. So like or consenting rape, and then it changed to non-consensual.
Yeah, non-con.
Non-con.
I have a lot of friends that are into that.
And then it changed from non-con because non-con was still just an alternate term of rape. Mm-hmm. So it became consensual, non-consensual.
Which I personally don't get, by the way, but I do know a lot of people.
I love consensual, non-consensual.
Oh, you do?
I'm a fox, so what do you expect from me? We get pinned to the walls constantly by males or females. Me, just females. But my other fox brethren can speak, for themselves. We're foxes. It just happens. We're there to be abused. It's a fox nature. We understand this.
Okay.
But now, non-con is now too politically incorrect. So it all stems down to the same thing. It's just like essentially non-consensual advancements, but you want them, but you don't say you want them.
So, Faye, there's another thing. There's dub consensual. It's on the F list.
Dubious consent. That's
dubious consensual.
So that was after non-consensual consensual is now dubious consent.
But it says dubious consent denotes the sexual situation of dubious consent where the receiver is either unwanting or uncertain but struggles with the personal unsure conflict of secretly enjoying it.
Okay, so that's specifically that aspect of it, of secretly enjoying
like secretly
it. It's
enjoying
because it's all the fucking same.
They all enjoy it. Period.
Every time we fucking make a different label for it, it doesn't matter. It's still the same genre of porn.
It used to be called fantasy rape.
Yes. There you go. It literally is still fantasy rape. I don't care how many times you say non-consensual, consensual, everything else. It still comes down to just fantasy rape. And now we have to use the new term, reluctant porn.
I do like that, though.
Because you're reluctant to have sex. But still willing. Can you search up the term now, reluctant porn?
But I don't know. I think reluctant.
Okay, so can I just talk about this for a second? Because I'm kind of curious where I fall on this. Because, so for instance, one of my mates, Shroud, and I are really into the idea of, randomly fuck anywhere. So, fuck in the kitchen, fuck wherever else. And, the idea of, you should be ready at any given time, and that sex should just be, a part of your daily life. So I'm into that. But it's not consensual, non-consensual, or reluctant, because there are times where I'm not in the mood, but like being like, oh, I consented earlier, or like, hey,
that's rape.
Because I've met some people that say like, oh, like, surprise me later, or like, you should wake me up with this kind of thing, like wake me up in the middle of the night with this kind of thing, right? But for me, I'm like, a lot of times I'm not in the mood, and when I'm not in the mood, it doesn't feel good, and I guess like some people still get turned on despite not feeling like it, or is it more like you just want your partner to surprise you with, surprise, I'm in the mood and we're gonna go for it without asking you, and then you're like, oh good, I'm in the mood too, because I feel like I'm not like a lot of times
it's the sensation that you could possibly still get them in the mood.
Yeah, but like
but sometimes you can and sometimes you can't though. Like
but then how do you say no? Like, is that when you use the safe word? I'm not sure, because like, for example, if I go out to eat and I eat a lot of food, I get bloated and I feel really uncomfortable, and like nothing sexual will make me feel good because I literally feel like I'm gonna throw up. And so it's like, would I then use a safe word? Like, I don't get what the goal of consensual non-consent is, because to me it seems like the whole point of it is just that your partner is supposed to surprise you that they're interested, and then you also happen to be interested at the same time, but not that you aren't interested, because I can't imagine enjoying sex when it doesn't feel good. I don't get it. I understand that people, whatever you're into, by the way.
I don't know. I think you can set it up so that you can role play it out.
No, because like most people that want to role play, they don't want they don't want to have it predetermined already. So the whole point of consensual is the fact that you don't know when it's going to happen.
Inconvenient fetish.
Inconvenient. Inconvenient porn.
Well, and it also depends on whether we're talking about what your position is compared to that person. Because if you're very submissive, I know some people that are really into the idea of like being like a servant or whatever. So the idea is like you're out shopping or whatever, and that person is like, I demand dick suck right now, go into the bathroom, you're going to service me. And they like the idea of like being beholden to and like that is their kink. So it's not necessarily them having mutual sex. And that's kind of the problem, is I have mostly like mutual boring sex. So maybe that's
You're just a missionary person.
That is offensive.
I can say
You are just a missionary person. Vanilla missionary. Using those terms as insults. Ha! Vanilla missionary. How dare you in this household? Oh my God.
But anyway, it's like surprise consent. I don't know. I guess I just don't get where in the like process of.
Now, what do you think about bondage? Like, you're being tied up, you can't move, you can't do anything while your partner's doing you.
I'm not into it, but I understand it.
Okay. I can sort of compare bondage to sort of like pseudo rape, because like for me, I think the pseudo rape has a lot to do with the sensation of being wanted.
Yeah.
Regardless of like.
I think I'm really glad you said that.
Yeah.
Being wanted is definitely a big part of it, or feeling and not even wanted in an intimate sense. Some people just want to be used. They want to feel like they are useful, like they are providing somebody with something, even if it hurts them. Yeah, that's definitely a big thing. There's that aspect of bondage. I think half of bondage is the feeling of the person forcing it upon you. You have no control. The other feeling of bondage is just simply the physical feeling of being tied down. Makes people feel good, and that's kind of in some ways it's the equivalent to like, well, I'm fucking you, I'm going to hold you really tight.
Well, it's also you can't escape.
No, it's more that just like this person loves you so much, they're tying you to their fucking bed.
I think you also have the limits of what you can handle on your own, like, and people push those limits with bondage. So it's like, where you're like, all right, I had enough, I'm good. Where you could just keep going, technically speaking. And it's like, I think people want that limit pushed.
Further. Yeah.
You want the line, because you can't tickle yourself type ordeal. So you can't make yourself do something that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, you can't be like, I'm going to push myself further. After you come or something like that, it's like, you stop. Like, you're not going to go any further. You can't push yourself like, come on, self! We can do it together! Whereas if you have someone else there that are pushing you further than you would normally want to go.
It's kind of like those those porn videos where it's a character or a person in the video like dominating you. Have you ever seen those? Where it'll be like a character being like the characters that control your masturbation, where they're like, you need to stop masturbating now, and you need to start. It's like that kind of thing.
Why hasn't there been more furry porn animations of that? You would think that would be like a bigger thing in the furry community.
I feel like it would, yeah.
Animators, you gotta get on that. Like, you're missing an opportunity, apparently. We just tapped an untapped market for you right there, here on FurCast. Control videos in animation form, POV.
Well, they do exist. Like, I know the anime community is really into that. I don't know.
Regions of the brain that are active when someone's viewing porn are the same regions of the brain that are actually active when people are having sex. The mirror mechanism of the brain also is automatically influenced by what we perceive, thus proposing a plausible neurological mechanism for creating violent behavior.
Video games cause violence.
Porn causes violence.
Porn causes violence. Sugars and sweets.
I don't know. Maybe
violence.
It does. I'm not dominant. So maybe if doms see these dominant things, they want to do more dominant things.
Well,
maybe it's...
we didn't have that when we were kids. Listen, Pharaoh. We didn't have that when your husband, when your father Harold and I were children.
Porn only causes doms to go out of control.
And so anything that you have as kids, you fucking millennials, don't realize that it just makes you violent. Even though we totally started multiple world wars and also were very violent as a culture, anything that you have causes violence because we didn't have that when we were kids.
But shooting people with guns is okay.
Of course. They're violent. It is not circular logic.
Through speculative notion, the suggestive association between porn and mirror neurons increases the rate of sexual violence, serves as the ominous warning. While high porn consumption may not drive viewers to harrowing extremes, it is likely to change behaviors in other ways, like their moral developments. Porn use has been correlated with the erosion of the prefrontal cortex, the region of the brain that houses executive functions like morality, willpower, and impulse control.
I'm sorry, wait. Back up. Can you read that again? What did it?
Porn users have correlated with the erosion of the prefrontal cortex, the region of the brain that houses executive functions like morality,
the erosion,
willpower, and impulse control.
You know what I want to say to that?
Acid. Porn is acid to your brain.
Fun fact. Every person who's ever drank water has died.
You mean dihydrogen monoxide?
Dihydrogen monoxide.
It's very dangerous.
But it's like...
Dihydrogen monoxide is in almost everything you drink. You got to be careful, guys.
Yeah.
There's a law in California that warns you about dihydrogen monoxide.
Because it could cause cancer. Mm-hmm. I love, there's a Twitter account. It's like a Prop 65 Twitter account, and it just tweets like photos of those labels everywhere.
Who is it that we got?
Nico.
You tricked Nico. We tricked Nico. We're like, oh, is it dihydrogen monoxide? I was like, yeah, it's very corrosive, very dangerous. Dissolves a lot of things. I love using scientific terms for different things. Like when people like post stupid video, like shit online, they're like, oh, this contains this. It's the same thing that's used in fire extinguishers. Oh, vegetable meat. It's the same thing that has,
Yeah, it's like every once in a while I meet somebody who's like, you ever meet like one of those weird like health nut people where they're like, when you eat food, you should only eat food when you know everything that's on the label. Chances are, if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't be eating it. And it's like, you're a fucking idiot. No, that's not how that works. Like, so many ingredients and things that like have a complicated scientific name are like in everything, or they're like in fruit, or they're like, whatever. It bothers me so much. People, if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't be eating it. No, don't do that. No.
In any case, it is somewhat paradoxical that the adult entertainment industry may revert our brains' wiring to a more juvenile state. The much greater irony is that while porn promises to satisfy and provide sexual gratification, it delivers the exact opposite.
Okay.
I get part of what they're trying to say, but saying it in all the wrong ways.
Yeah. And it's like, hi, you could have a scientific study that shows that people who consume... It's not only is this not correlation equals causation.
So, at the bottom of the page, it says, like what you read? Want more? Sign up for the Conversations Daily newsletter. So I click the link.
Right.
And I'm on their website right now.
Mike, by the way.
Oh, yeah. And it says, the third article that I see, I spy on turtles to learn how they have sex.
I spy on turtles to learn how they have sex.
I just... Not only is this a correlation versus causation issue, but this is also like, even if the data is true, you have to be careful what information you derive from it.
Oh my God, there's another article there. For the love of technology, sex robots and virtual reality.
For the love of technology.
You know what this reminds me of? Totally unrelated. But the website Forbes, you guys have probably heard of Forbes, right? Like the news website. Yeah. Every other week, so I get articles from all different kinds of places. One of the places is like Google will just suggest articles to me. And they'll suggest a Forbes article to me that'll be like, here's like 5 reasons why Windows administrators are avoiding the latest system update. And like you click it, it'd be like, this update crashes your system and like it should be avoided. Or like, this is a huge problem and you should not install Windows updates. And then a week later, there'll be another article saying, huge warning from Microsoft. Here's why you need to install updates right now. And like literally every other week on Forbes, it is literally like, don't install updates. Holy shit, install updates right now. And then here's why you shouldn't ever install updates immediately when they come out. And then here's why you need to install the latest update immediately. Like, it's just, and it's like, it's so much bullshit clickbait. And a lot of times all they're referencing is the KB releases from Microsoft. So you guys know how like Microsoft does Patch Tuesday, where they like, it's just a general like upkeep of the OS. They'll grab that. And then some person will write like this clickbait article on like 5 reasons why Windows is insecure right now. And it's like, Forbes, fuck off. Just, it bothers me so much. And also, you're giving people really, really bad advice on how to handle this stuff. Like, telling people that they should not update is pretty much never a good idea, unless it's going to break a specific thing, in which case, tell me in the goddamn headline. Sorry, I'm ranting a lot tonight.
So I'm just reading the technology sexual article right now. And it says, sex as we know is about to change. We are already living through a new sexual revolution thanks to the technologies that have transformed the way we relate to each other in our intimate relationships. But we believe that a second wave of sexual technologies is now starting to appear, and that these are transforming how some people view their very sexual identities. People we refer to as digisexuals are turning to advanced technology.
Digimon?
Such as robots, virtual reality environments, and feedback devices known as teledildonics.
Teledildon. I'd love we talked about teledildonics.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. Yeah. That's good. You guys want to go on break?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do a quick break. Let me scroll all the way back down to here. All right, guys, we'll be back after a quick music break.
You're listening to FurCast.
From Midwest FurFest 2019, support for FurCast comes from
Patreon users,
including Shame on the Photon Wizard,
Phaon,
Energize the Wolf, Sweetie Darling, Barnaby Fox, Frost Blaze, A New Fox, Omega Xi, Binary Pause, Moloch, the Generic Brown Wolf,
Trinity Werefox,
Fireline Coyote, Biohazard, Code Yax, Fiasco, Trash Cat Daddy, Two-Key Ree, Lieutenant Fox, Calypso Collie the Fluffy Trucker, Mellow Wolf, Doxy, Arceus the Tiny Tiger, Cypher the Protogen, Meru Snowmew, D Otter, Ski Sharp, Nerd Hoof, Nether Lynx, Frost Wolgon, Donut, Jeb M16, Static the Scrap Goat, Taru the Yellow-Nosed Doggo, Cronass, Jax the Husky, Fuzzy the Fox, a certain horse, and Gaia Wellen.
Additional support comes from social media.
Thanks, Pharaoh. Additional support comes from social media. Twitter users
Commander Wolf 3
at CasroFox, at XXS, damn it, at XSSFox, at Drop Table Foxes, at Perp House Tier,
Anti-Blue Fox,
at Cody Boopers, at Dapper Panther, at Onyx Fox 23, at Barbecue Skunk,
Rivik Wolf, Pharaoh ruins everything.
What I ruin?
Everything.
Damn straight!
at John Crescent, at Kaz the Durg,
Jared Tamana,
at Ziv Fox,
Cyrus L,
The other Commander Wolf at FurWolf99,
Brother Rat on Twitter at Ratus Spiritus, Zelig on Twitter at Stealthy Dragon, 12 on Twitter at The Lion Thing, Shua on Twitter at Pulsing Panther, and from YouTube channels, Joe G. Bear.
Pharaoh, what happened to you?
I sold a lot of dicks.
Additional support for FurCast comes from Devin D. Parlett and the Furry Hockey League at furryhockeyleague.com, Macrowolf at macrowolf.com, Shisha Sheppy.
Who's a good boy?
That's exactly what we
We gotta
needed.
keep that.
That was good.
Record not found in table Foxes with primary key Dark Fox DK. Harry Who Ink Pen Mouse at harrywho.com. Val Platigon on Twitter for all your weird hybrid needs. For head bases and 3D printed goods, commission Tar Paw Studios at Alice Tar on Telegram. Silver Moonshine, maker of Fluffy Tails. Phaex the Fulf, who says, greetings from sunny South Africa. Hack13 at hack13.me. At AlexGator300 on Twitter, creating pixel arts and being a filthy hybrid since 2012. Tantru,
World in Review, providing fandom news since 2015.
Spurigs, one of the only Ethiopian wolf degenerates in all of furry land. Kilo the Proteote, who says, Jessie is the best kitty.
I don't know about that.
Meow!
Is Jessie the best cat?
Meow! Meow! Cody Big Cat, you know what they say about lions with big paws. We have big hearts. Light and Shadow the Wolves, keep furry possum. Patty, who says, what Socks says is true. Socks, who says, what Patty says is not true.
What?
What does that work? Shaktro, who says, have you heard? I like to raise the stakes. It's unbelievable. At Sasha Hyena on Telegram, who says, message them for an invite to the unofficial FurCast Minecraft server. Hayes, who says, hoofs before woofs paradox.
I'm Lord Headcheese. I just wandered off the street. I don't know who anybody is here.
KobeCats.com. Take a bite out of art. We know you're hungry, so come get your paws and maws on a delicious piece of burger price start. Ryko's furry fortune telling at its finest. Message them on Telegram at Obsidian Fox. Saucy Fox, who says, I'm trash. Raccoons HMU. Checkers the Dragon. Chess is my safe word. Fishmeister Cod. Still not a furry since February 2011.
Sorcerer Dale, the Kilted Dragon. Find me on Telegram at Sorcerer Dale.
Fisk_McTaggart on FA will draw for food. Max Shepard, who's been watching since the Bacon Felony. Little_Sunshine and Scootaloo with the unofficial XBN Xbox app at patreon.com/horseapps. FurCast's #1 wimpy fan, Tyler Lewski. Chris Tail on FA, specializing in toonie art. I'm a couch and you can too. Find out more on Twitter at @SignAutar. The Church of Issoir, worshipping lynx since the year Tuft. X the Fox, the real blue fox. Deal with it. Super Dwarf at anthrolinks.net. Donut Wuff at wufflabs.org. Skycorp, creating transformative technologies for mature audiences at skycorp.global. Zoopy the Barcode Kitty. Disc Cookie, creating procedural beat maps for VR rhythm games. Kranos, who says Circles are quite friendly and nice, actually. Meds the Fox and Mississippi Anthropomorphics. Join us on Telegram at MSAnthro. Techwin, TC Fox and Kaiwana at the Infursec Den in Wellington, New Zealand. Sylvan Scott, Grey Muzzle, Sorta Writer, and Tabletop Gamer. Located on Twitter as @Sylvan_Scott and on Fur Affinity as Sylvan. with size-related stories and other speculative fiction. Shadowclaw Studios. Check out our Facebook page for links to our gaming streams.
The Feline Support Alliance, wishing all felines a very purry Catmas.
Shacket Airlines.
We always land on our feet.
Silvergatomon at patreon.com/silvergatomon. Cheetah Paws for a daily dose of bulgy arts. Support him at patreon.com/Cheetah Paws.
Special thanks to Blaze Fusky and Decibel Fox.
Support for FurCast comes from Patreon, PayPal, Bitcoin, and from listeners like you. To become a patron and learn more about supporting FurCast, visit furcast.fm/donate.
This is XPM.
You ruined it, Pharaoh. No, I'm keeping that one.
Now we ready to roll.
So I can make it juicy for you.
Motherfucking hot, cuz.
Testing 1,
'Furcast. on XBN. Hope you guys have been enjoying the show so far tonight. We got one more track before we come back from our break, and then we'll be back after that.
Once we went back to the hotel room we were at and listened to the tapes, and I was laughing so hard that my eyes started watering and I was crying, tears coming out of your eyes.
And I got to tell you, when I first heard him, it blew me away. And it still does today, every time I listen to the tape. God damn it.
Welcome back. This is FurCast on XBN. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. And by the way, as with the last show, I am running the FLAC stream. So if anybody wants to give that a try, we're testing it for stability because I changed a bunch of settings on things and I just want to make sure that that's stable. So you can go to stream.xbn.fm and just find the FLAC stream if you care, if you're a nerd. That's pretty much that. And then I'm going to send the metadata out that we're back. And we are back. And we also have another person on the show. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for joining.
Faye was telling me something about kinks and crazy shenanigans, and I was like, sure, I'll join.
Well,
you missed our kinking.
I was gonna say it was kind of the last conversation. It was more. We read an article that was all about how like porn is ruining people's lives, and it was based on technically true but very misinterpreted scientific evidence, correlation, causation type thing.
Oh, they were like overdoing it.
Porn causes violence.
Oh,
yeah,
but Faye said it only happens
to
dominant.
It fucks up your dopamine levels and it fucks up your
like I was telling Faye, it's like the sociopath thing. It's like they're less than 10%. Yes, there's a significant amount of them, but come on, less than 10%, and even less than that is going to kill people. So
yeah. Well, and it's also how many other factors did they consider? Like, you know.
Oh yeah, that too. What are your other personality traits? What are your addictive qualities? What are your normal endorphin abilities, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
With everything else.
Yeah, that was that. Faye, do you want to read the one in biology?
Suicide dogs?
Yeah. That was really weird.
Dogs?
I'll grab a track. Not that track. I was going to play like a happy, fun, whatever.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, so appropriate for said title.
No, we'll do this one.
We need more news music.
We do.
We need to like revamp our news themes.
Yeah.
It's been like how many seasons of the same music? Like we just need to change it up dramatically. Just something new, something bold, a bold new flavor of FurCast 2020. Don't know if you want to try the bold new flavors.
I feel like you'd have to go find the bold new flavors, test them out, see how they work.
No, because if I tried to find bold new flavors of music, he would complain that they're not in FLAC. And then he'd get upset with me.
This track isn't in FLAC.
Hey, all you have to do is find a converter.
You can't convert FLAC.
Oh my god, you just said the worst possible thing you could have said.
What?
That doesn't... Compressing the quality to shit and then converting it to back to a high quality format.
Okay, most of the stuff I find...
He would notice.
Most of the stuff I find starts in FLAC and then you go from there, so...
Yeah. No, anyway, no, it has nothing to do with quality. It has everything to do with just what works good in the background. Every once in a while, I'll add a new track in, but a lot of tracks, like, it's hard to find music that's good to talk over. That's the issue. But I will work on it at some point. I've just been busy with the other studio stuff.
We just need bold new flavors. I think we just need to like revamp things to make bold new flavors. Get rid of all the old news music. Then we can come back to it like a retro, retro FurCast.
You can always take like cuts of like, I don't know, TV background noise music. So.
Oh
yeah. Let's have Angel's Thesis, Cruel Angel's Thesis playing in the background of music. That's great.
From Evangelion.
Yep.
Do you know the one that I'm referencing? The track that everyone knows, Paradox?
No.
Yeah, it's called Cruel Angel's Thesis.
Cool Angel Thesis?
Cruel Angel's Thesis.
Oh, Cruel Angel's Thesis.
Yeah.
It's the same one they used for the propane, Hank Hill one. Why do dogs keep jumping off Scotland's dog suicide bridge?
Why do they have a dog suicide bridge?
Sometimes just build necessities, I guess.
Which came first, the name or the actions?
I think the name. No, I think the actions, then the name. Scottish dog walkers beware. There's a bridge in West Dunbartonshire that is said to have a particular and often fatal effect on pet pooches, who have been inexplicably leaping into the gorge below since the 1950s.
Sounds like a problem.
Yeah, it does sound like a problem. You think he'd put up gates or something, you know?
They just charge right
I
through.
feel like you could just.
Yeah, it's just nobody dealt with this before.
Could you just modify the bridge a little slightly?
Wait. Who owns this area? Is it public property? Because that sounds like something the city's got to deal with.
I just feel like this is a very simple problem that has not been fixed since the 1950s, and it literally could be fixed by just putting up grates over a fence or a fence near the bridge.
I feel like there's a lot of problems like this in life.
But I feel like the society of like nature preservatives are like, well, if we put up a fence, it ruins the natural appeal of the land.
I think the dog
just like the Skajakwada. Well, if we put up, a stone barrier to prevent cars from crashing into the park because one person died, so we can increase the speed. But stone barriers would really affect the lookability of the park. So we're just going to reduce the speed down to 35.
In some ways, I agree with that, actually.
Doesn't have a nice view.
At a certain point, you have to stop letting the automobile dictate how things are done. Because that's like a huge problem.
You could easily make
I agree
a
with
penetrable surface.
I agree with your case with the dog bridge. I just mean, like, for the Skajakwada thing, I don't know if building a barrier would have been the right thing. Half of the reason this city we live in is as fucked up as it is because of A, the automobile, and B, racism.
Yes, but still, the first...
And 3, racist automobiles. I don't know.
The whole accident was caused by a drunk driver speeding.
I know, but I just mean the fact that
then they use that as you could die if a car speeds too fast next to the park.
But it's
but
one
instead of fixing...
The reason the highway is even there... in the first place is literally because they wanted to separate white neighborhoods from black neighborhoods.
There's a lot of systemic problems. But I don't think changing the speed from 55 miles an hour or 60 miles an hour to 30 fixes any of the problems.
Slows down, so...
I don't think that was the correct problem fix.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyhow, back to dogs suiciding off of a bridge from the 1950s.
Where is it, Scotland?
Yes, which I feel like could very simply be fixed with a waist-high gate metal on the bridge. Because I'm assuming that the bridge doesn't have any sides.
I have to assume that the dogs are chasing something and they don't realize there's a dip there.
A ghost, maybe?
I mean, it's Scotland, there's moors.
There's something about that.
In the time, around 50 or more dogs have said to have met their end beneath this creepy crossing, with some reports estimate more than 600 dogs have actually survived after jumping off the bridge. Built in 1895, the infamous Overton Bridge has been nicknamed Dog Suicide Bridge due to its grisly history. But the big question is, why do dogs just keep throwing themselves over its parapet remains unanswered? Unsurprisingly, a number of supernatural theories have been put forward, with a popular legend crediting a so-called White Lady of Overton as the culprit. The ghost is said to have belonged to a grieving widow of John White, whose father, James, built the nearby Overton house. Locals claim to have spotted the mournful specter walking around on the grounds.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Does she have like a thing against dogs?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, why does it have anything to do?
Maybe she's like, come here. Maybe she's just on the bridge and she really wants to pet a dog. And she's like, come here, sweetie. And the dog jumps to go into her arms and just jumps through her and just goes off the bridge. She's like, fuck, another.
She's just got like a horde of dogs with her. She's just collecting them.
That's the only way she can get new dog pets, is just to make them commit suicide on the bridge so she can have the ghost version that she can hug.
Hey, Pokemon, since you want to do UK version, got a ghost dog.
I just like the fact that because somebody died nearby, therefore that's the reason. Like, it's just like,
it's so much easier than fixing actual infrastructure to blame it on something else.
Well, it's tradition at this point. We can't argue with this. We can't anger that ghost. Clearly it's the ghost's fault.
It's like, I wonder what's wrong with this infrastructure. Well, there was the woman up the hill who died in the house, and you're like, right, but what's wrong with the bridge?
Locals claim to have spotted the mournful spirit, although it is...
Well, locals are wrong.
Although, what this has to do with dogs and why it might cause them to jump into the deep gorge has never been entirely clear in the story.
You realize this is Scotland. There's a lot of bars. There's a lot of drinking involved. One thing just leads to another.
So the dogs are drunk and they're falling off the bridge. And if we put up a gate, it would solve all of the problems.
Oi, Letty, it's got to be that lady up there in the thing, up in the house. Clearly, she just wants another dog for her. Makes perfect sense, right, Seamus? Yeah.
The current occupant of the Overton house, Bob Hill. Bobby Hill.
Good name.
The house on the hill.
Yep. Good name.
Good name.
Good name for
10
the
out of
story.
10.
Has offered a more realistic explanation, telling the New York Times that the scent of animals scurrying in the gorge beneath the bridge is enticing dogs to jump off the bridge inadvertently.
What is that? It smells like dead dogs. I'm gonna go check it out.
The dogs seem to be catching the scents of minks or pine martens.
I just have to be like, okay, rabbits run down to the creek all the time.
And
My dogs just sit there and look over. They don't jump into the creek trying to get
Maybe
the
Scottish
rabbits.
dogs are really dumb.
Like I said, they're probably drunk.
Some other mammals, and will try to jump up onto the wall of the bridge, Mr. Hill said, and because it's tapered, they'll just topper over the other
So
side.
you don't even have to put a fence over it. It's just tapered. They can even put some plaster over it and make it flat.
Down. That's fine. Just a nice, nice gradient.
Just get some drywall
So it's
plaster.
it's a flat edge, and then it tapers that down. So the dogs.
I get it. So they try to walk along it.
No, I don't think they try to walk along it. I think it's low. It looks like
It's just a little over a brook bridge or something.
It looks like it's like knee-high bridge, like the edges of it.
There it is. So
I mean, those are trees, so
tapered though. It looks.
I mean,
like there's
it's
a
kind
flat
of tapered, but it's not. There's a flat surface on the top part of it.
Because apparently dogs are walking on the top part of it.
Yeah, they'll be maybe jumping up and then.
But I'm assuming it's only like 3 cinder blocks high or less.
Yeah.
So like it's probably be like knee height.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit higher, like thigh high.
If they probably put like little holes every like foot or so, the dogs would just stick their nose through, smell it, and be like, okay, I'm full.
There's a picture of a dog jumping off in one of the pictures. Where? Right there.
That's Photoshop. That's fake. So, I don't know.
Okay, so it's a lot taller than...
Yeah, I don't know if this... I don't get it.
Just put a cage over it. It's, it'd be fine.
Dangerous, but keep dog on lead.
Oh, it's tapered. Look at it. Go back.
What? To here?
Yeah, on the right bottom.
Yeah.
It's pretty tapered. It's
Oh, yeah, I see.
cylindrical almost.
So they probably jump up there and then can't stay up there or something, but I don't know.
Woo!
Yeah, that's tapered.
Yeah, that part's tapered. I don't know. Photoshop shot. There's so many bad Photoshops.
Butterfly in the sky.
Anyway.
Experiment uncovers dog suicide phenomenon. Did you see that?
No. Where is it?
Right above. Top right. Mystery solved.
Mystery.
Oh, is there
Oh
a
no.
Is there
Oh
a
no.
video of
Is there
a
a
dog
video
jumping off?
I don't want a dog. I don't want to watch a dog jumping off.
I would assume not. Well, it's broken, whatever it is.
It's on the mirror though, so you never know.
Yeah, it's on them.
Oh, there's the lady.
Oh, there's
the lady.
Oh, you guys see the ghost? Oh!
She wants more pets.
Anyway. For those audio listeners, it was an empty window of a house with a circle around it. Like the person who took
You
the
could
photo
barely see like a
was
little like
trying to-
misty likeness that possibly resembles a human face.
So audio, I'm just saying, audio listeners, you're not missing much.
The current occupant of Bobby Hill. Set of mysterious animals like ghosts, damn pine martens and sminks. Other animals will jump up on the wall bridge, and because of the taper, they just topple over. Mink produces a particularly strong scent owing to their species' anal gland, and it's thought to become well established in the area since the 1950s, which matches up perfectly with the first cases of dogs jumping off the Overton Bridge.
So I guess the real question is, would you jump off a bridge for anal?
Depends on the type. We also explained that dogs are said to jump only on clear days when damp weather doesn't interfere with the mink smell. Okay, that does not make sense with how smells work.
Yeah, the more humidity, generally, the stronger
a smell is.
Yeah, that's why bathrooms.
I'm guessing they mean like it's not raining and washing it off. It's been sitting there for a while.
But if it's
you're good, allowed to fester.
When damp weather doesn't interfere with the mink smell.
Are dogs really that interested in?
Oh, they're nuts about scents. They get a little bit of anything and just watch my dogs in the back every time they catch like deer smell.
Yeah, but they've never jumped off the ledge of the
I know,
creek.
that's what I mean. They're not that stupid. They'll go around.
I guess what it is that something about the shape of the wall must like mislead them to think that they can jump up in a way that they actually can't.
It probably is because they can't see over it. So
yeah, because they can't see over it.
They can't judge it properly.
And it's about knee high, so they're like barely.
It's tall enough to not see, but short enough that they can jump, but the right height where they jump, they over jump, and then they
just fall. I mean, it looks like a nice.
To test the robustness of this claim, animal behaviorist David Sands conducted an experiment as a part of a TV documentary about the bridge, in which he was given the option of following the scent of either mink or a squirrel or a mouse. Interesting, 70% made a beeline for the mink, suggesting that the smell was indeed very attractive to dogs.
What if it's just aliens or something? I mean,
could be.
There's just something about that mix, man.
Yeah, no matter how enticing the scent, surely a dog wouldn't be stupid enough to risk a 15-meter, 50-foot drop just for a chance to chase a stinky, semi-aquatic mammal. And given that minks live close to rivers and streams throughout Scotland, why wouldn't this unusual phenomenon occur at other bridges around the town too?
They can't judge
According to
the
Sands,
distance.
the reason may lie in the design of the bridge itself, which has parpets that are taller than most canines, meaning that they can't see that there's a drop on the other side. Enchanted by the scent of minks, dogs may be leaping over the parpets expecting to land on solid ground, only to discover it for a deadly drop. As of yet, no theory has actually been proved correct. And the Scottish Society of Prevention of Cruelty to Animals investigated into this odd occurrence has yielded no success. Then put up a fucking fence!
Well, we don't know why we're doing it.
It's been 70 years of this!
Yeah, I think at this point, at least a cage over would be a
70
good idea.
years of dogs jumping off of this and committing suicide. Over 600 cases!
Well, no people are doing it, so they don't care.
And we can't make you can't put a small net underneath it, maybe? Like,
it ruins the look.
Well, obviously the woman in the house up the hill needs a sacrifice first before they'll stop.
They probably feel like the woman has to have a sacrifice, or like the town itself will be cursed for another 10
There's
millennials.
some other story here that, because we're not locals, we're not privy to. So, you know. Gotta have some blood sacrifice.
You guys seen the movie, what's the cop movie? The British guy? Not
Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz?
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, they have like a secret society.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's Scotland. They're like that.
yeah, and they kill people who ruins the town's look, right? So they secretly kill people.
That dog shit in my yard. Over the bridge!
I'm sorry, officer. Just committed suicide. It was chasing minks.
It's actually just dogs that keep shitting on the property on the other side. The ghost just keeps flinging them over the bridge.
There's like
You shit on my lawn!
One of the platforms that like the dogs often stand on just like lifts up and then like tilts and then goes back down.
Just like,
Yeah, it's got food on it, and it's like,
hey, you like this?
You see the dog eating the food still, it just slides off. It's not even a fast.
We don't know why the dogs jump off the bridge, but we also can't figure out why they all land in the exact same spot.
It's a mystery. We'll never know.
I love that. Apparently, there's that's a documentary. The one that you clicked on,
Oh, really?
in the thing, is a full documentary series about this bridge of why dogs.
Okay, how much money was put into that documentary versus how much money would put up to a fence?
You wouldn't even have to put up a big
they're
fence.
probably doing the documentary to be like, see, we need a fence.
You don't even have to put a big fence. You just need to put a chain link fence, literally like a foot higher, so the dogs couldn't jump. It's not even much. I could go there with rope. We don't even have to be. It doesn't have to be a chain link fence. I could just hand weave a rope.
Somebody says name the bridge Darwin's Bridge, but I think you should name it Dogwin's Bridge.
So whether it be minks, ghosts, or none of the above, It's probably worth keeping your dogs in a lead when crossing the Overton Bridge.
Those poor dogs.
All right.
I mean, they do have a sign for leashes, right?
Yeah, I guess they do.
Yeah, but how many times have our dogs gotten off the leash, too?
I mean, at that point, it's kind of your fault, dog.
Like, I
hate the fact that it's such a simple fix of a problem that has been going on for 70 years.
Yeah.
And people still are like, well, we can't figure out what's causing it, but we're not going to prevent it either. It's like gun violence in America.
Well, we just have no idea why it keeps happening.
We don't know why people keep shooting each other.
Yeah.
So that's the only country this happens in.
Huh? Yeah, I know. I figured. Dogs.
Oh, my God. Suicide dogs.
Well then.
Foxconn suicide deaths.
Well, then there's also women who tries to pass off dog urine as their own during drug test.
That happens a lot.
Yeah. It sounds like something that's probably very common.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking your analysis. Oh, I have the stories. The stories.
People
the weird
fake urine
shit
a lot.
people will do.
Yeah.
Because half the time they're not even checking to make sure it's actually urine. Just saying. If you have a tech that's trained to check for that, they will. If they don't know that that's what they're supposed to do, and it's yellow, it's clearly urine. It's fucking apple juice. Oh, but it's warm. Yeah, they had it in a bag taped to their stomach. It's like
warm apple juice.
Oh, this is the amount of stories my teachers were telling us about this shit.
When's it just water with yellow food dye?
That too.
Yeah, I'm sure people have been there, done that.
So yeah, dog urine, not surprised.
You had to get dog urine. Keep about that, though.
I mean, if it's a male dog, it's kind of easier. So
you had to hold a cup underneath the dog while it was pissing to get that urine. I just want to let everyone know, like, you don't just acquire dog urine. Like, you had to put a cup underneath the dog while they were urinating.
I mean, if it was between that and losing your job.
I would find a friend. Any friend. I would ask someone on the street.
I mean, I agree, but I'm just saying the motivations are high.
Some people use fake dildos to make it look like, because they had to get watched, and they just, put a tube through it.
God, that's such a good idea, though. That's an innovative. That's like next tier levels, okay? I'm sorry.
That's another product. Fake urine testing dildo.
Need to pass your urine test. Here's a dildo for that.
There actually is a tape name for my. I wish I remembered what it was.
Oh my God. You just squeeze the balls to like.
That's how I normally urinate. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That's actually the pouch that holds all the urine. You just you're sitting there, you're like holding it. So I gotta squeeze my balls.
Why do people call them balls? Just call it your bladder. It's what it really is.
Yeah, because that's where your bladder is.
I have an extended bladder. A distended bladder.
Herniated bladder?
Herniated bladder. It's in my scrotum now. My balls are my uteries now.
Ureters?
Ureters.
My kidneys just sunk down there.
A Kentucky woman gave her probation officer dog urine as trying to pass a drug screening test, police said. Julie Miller, 40 of RJ, was arrested Monday on charge of tampering with physical evidence, and Pineville Police Department says released on its Facebook page. She was also charged with a parole violation and trafficking controlled substances. Miller admitted that she tried to use dog urine as her own sample, given the officer at the time of Bell County probation and parole officer during a regular probation visit, what the statement said. Miller pleaded guilty in the Bell County court in November, charged of first-degree possession of controlled substances. And that's it.
That's okay. That was a quick one.
Yeah. I was just more surprised that someone would...
I'm assuming that they caught it because of chemistry or something, because I'm assuming a dog has way weird chemistry compared to ours.
Yeah, no, one of the first blood tests, or one of the simplest blood tests to do is it human? I always thought that was like one of the.
Oh, urine's easy.
Yeah.
Urine's easy as hell. But it's like, it's that whole, is it actually urine?
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're just gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna put the stick in. None of these things came up. It's fine. It's like, that was apple juice. It's not gonna fucking do anything.
There's literally a video for this article of a woman holding a cup underneath a male dog collecting its piss.
And I am not showing that.
Use your imaginations.
And she drinks it.
What?
I don't know why this video is what's attached to the article.
What?
Wait, did she think that drinking it would? What? What?
I guess if you drink dog urine, you'll piss dog urine.
Is it somebody doing like a proof of concept chemistry test or something?
What?
No.
I don't get it.
No.
That's not how this works.
Can you close that tab?
This works.
Can you close it?
I would. You should close that tab.
She just Bear Grylls that dog urine.
That's not how this works. I don't care what logic you use. It's not how this works.
She just Bear Grylls that dog urine.
That's not even how that works.
Versus Wild.
And then the next video is Bernie fundraising.
What is it?
Fundraising what?
The next video is Bernie fundraising boom.
Oh.
Like, you know, it auto plays.
Oh, it just plays random videos.
Keep drinking the piss, apparently.
So apparently, if you drink dog urine, you'll pee dog urine. That's how it works.
Keep the dream alive. Keep thinking that.
Keep the dream alive. If you want to be dog, you drink dog.
They think they can drug test me? I drank my friend's piss.
Yeah, be clean on the outside. Yeah.
Oh my god. That's how it works, right? Give me your piss. I need to drink it so I can pass my blood test.
I don't want to piss now. My next piss is my friend's piss. That's the one I need for the test. I don't want to waste it.
Like a cute piss line.
And there's like a
That's how
cue.
this works, right?
Oh,
This is what biology taught me.
I can piss once, but the next one is my friend's. I gotta keep that one.
Oh my god.
I gotta use that one later.
I can't.
That hurts. That hurts me so bad.
Welcome to our society.
It's probably people who think.
No, obviously one person thought that. So if there's one person, there's more.
Yep.
They're never alone. They found it on some forum somewhere. Well, if you drink dog piss, it'll actually negate any drugs you have in your system.
Someone posted it as a joke post.
I would hope.
Yeah, and someone that actually believed it.
Well, this is how you
Are you sure that wasn't? You sure that wasn't like a chemist just demoing like you can do this and not die?
Nope. Nope.
Oh, it's a separate article.
Okay. What? What? What article involves that video? Just appropriate.
Sorry, I just need a second.
You need to process the level of ingenuity in humanity nowadays.
Carjacker accused of kidnapping sleeping passenger and goat.
A goat.
And goat.
And goat.
Huh.
I want to keep my pet goat in the back of my car. Yeah.
Did they know that the goat was there?
No. Or the other person sleeping in the car.
Oh, they just wanted a car. Okay. Oops. Got some freebies.
I can imagine the guy like driving a house and the goat just like comes out of the back seat and is like, and the guy just screaming.
That happened to one of my friends when we were when I was in Ohio. My friends, furry friends down there, have goats, and we were taking them to the park to go and take them on a walk because they love it. They love like mountain climbing and rock climbing and everything. Sure. And we're in the back of the car, and my friend is like trying to take a selfie with like behind the back seat. The goats are behind him. And right before he clicks the shutter, some goat just like turns around, puts his mouth right in the other ear and goes, bah! And right in his ear, and he goes, ah! And then he takes the picture.
There's
and
like
it's
5 pictures.
And it's a picture of the goat with their mouth open, and then him going, like with like a scary face. It was the funniest shit I've seen.
Perfect timing.
It was like, Oh, the goat just screams in his ear right when he took the selfies.
Goats are assholes. I love it.
I mean, yeah, goats are assholes.
A man stole a pickup truck with a sleeping passenger and a goat. I love how that.
Where?
I want to know
where
more details. Like, who is one sleeping with a goat in the back of their pickup truck? Why are you sleeping with a goat in the back of your pickup truck?
Well, was it actually their pickup truck, or were they just kind of...
Next question. Were there not other better vehicles to steal?
Than a pickup truck?
That's why I'm like, where is it? Where?
Missouri?
Florida.
Fucking Missouri, yeah.
Oklahoma, sorry.
Oh, Oklahoma?
Sand Springs, Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's about as bad.
There's probably only trucks there. There's no cars.
Probably.
You go to Oklahoma, there's nothing but trucks. You can't find cars.
So wait, is this the back seat of a truck or like
I don't
the
know
actual
yet.
back?
Let me read. A man stole a pickup truck with a sleeping passenger and a goat inside it and drove all the way from Missouri to Oklahoma before realizing and releasing the terrified victim and animal and eventually being arrested, authorities said. How do you sleep through that? I mean, I would sleep through that. If someone stole my car, I would probably sleep through that.
I love your steps of it. I love your like. How do you sleep through? I would sleep through that.
That's why it's like I need to know. It's like, are they in like the actual in the truck? Like there's
in
a back
the truck.
seat
It seems like they're in the back seat
or
of the
they're
truck.
like the back of the truck.
No, it seems like they're in the back seat of the truck. Like the guy stole the truck without looking in the back seat of the truck.
I mean, it's Missouri. It's probably his house.
According to a arrest report, 2 men in a truck parked outside of an adult video.
Even more appropriate. With a goat. I would like to mention Missouri is technically part of the South.
Oh, no. I was not expecting that.
People in the chat were saying, Paradox says, well, there are not any better vehicles than trucks. No, that's not what I meant. I meant, how are there no other vehicles nearby that didn't have people and animals in them?
Apparently, now we know.
Like, especially if it was a parking lot.
On some probably random turnpike.
2 men and a goat are parked outside of an adult video store.
Yee. 2 men and a goat.
I don't like where this is going.
Right, there were multiple people?
Yes.
I thought it was one guy.
No, it was 2 men and a goat.
Sleeping.
One guy was sleeping with the goat in the back of the pickup truck while the other guy left the pickup truck to go into the adult video store. To which point, some other man came and stole the truck with the other man sleeping with a goat in the back of the pickup truck and then drove to another state.
I mean, to be honest, I hate to be in this guy, but it actually doesn't sound that unreasonable. Like, you're driving along, like, oh man, we got to stop by the farm and like pick up these goats, and then there's like a long drive, and they're like moving the goat to like a different farm, and then the one guy's like, hey, pull in there, I'm gonna stop and run in and grab something.
I was gonna stop and grab.
When you have 2 guys, a goat, and then you stop at an adult video store,
I mean,
it raises a little concern.
It might be like 3 hours away to Walmart, so this could just be like a normal. I gotta get all my stuff in together at once. Might as well just pick up my goat from my friends, pick up my friend. I'm gonna eventually drop him up. While I'm on the way, let me just pick up some porn at a video store nowadays.
I don't like it.
We can assume their generation just based on the fact that they went.
This is true. VHS, what is that?
According to the arrest report, 2 men in a truck parked outside of an adult video store with a goat in Carthage, Missouri. Early Wednesday morning, the driver went inside the store and the passenger fell asleep. While the passenger awoke, a masked man was driving the truck and pointing a gun at his head, Tulsa TV station reported. What the fuck are you doing back there with that goat? What the fuck are you doing back there with that goat?
with a goat.
Pointing the gun at the man, not because the man is angry, but because the man is cuddling a goat in the back, and that's why he's pointing the gun at him.
How do you know they were cuddling the goat?
I don't know. I'm assuming it.
Okay.
Because when you're stopping outside of a porn store with 2 men and a goat, there's nothing good coming out of that.
Especially with the goat inside the truck with you.
Especially with the goat inside the truck with you. Just want some more of that goat on goat porn. I wonder if this porn shop has it.
Let's see if we can find something for Billy.
Find something for Billy.
He could have saved the goat by bringing it into the porn store with him.
You know, they probably would have allowed it. It's Missouri.
Well, the carjacking suspect, 40-year-old Brendan Kirby, drove from Missouri through Kansas during a 130-mile ordeal. Kirby took methamphetamine, then proceeded to pistol whip the victim and continually threaten him, according to the arrest report. He was eventually arrested in Sand Springs, Oklahoma, after he let the passenger and the goat out of the truck. And then the victim called 911, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol said. Kirby, who is from Manford, west of Tulsa, was jailed on suspicion of kidnapping, pointing a firearm and being in a felon position of a firearm. Jail records don't list an attorney who might be able to speak on his behalf. The Sand Springs Police Department said on Facebook, "Okay, 2020, it's only took you 4.5 hours to get weird. Let's slow down a little bit. The carjack goat napping calls for the remaining of the year."
This is why you don't take meth. It doesn't help you think straight or make good decisions.
I feel like when you kidnap a person who's like in the backseat with a goat, like the whole purpose of like kidnapping and threatening a person, I think is just fully mute, because like this person's already been doing some really kinky shit possibly. You don't know, and I feel like that just really limits the amount of threatening behavior you can display to that kind of person. Like, he's pistol whipping him. He's like, oh,
you can't really blackmail them out or, get a ransom out of them.
Is the victim being pistol whipped and being like, oh, yeah. And he'd be like, I need more meth. And then at some point in the journey where he's like, pistol whip me again, daddy. He's like, nope, pulling over, get out, get the fuck out.
Take the fucking
goat with you.
Yeah.
Thanks, 2020.
Already.
I feel like, a lot of people have been like, a couple of my friends were just like, oh man, it's been a long month or whatever. And I'm like, it's the second. 2020's been a long year.
Already.
Yeah.
Already.
Florida man New Year begins with the signpost flying into his Corvette.
It's pretty shit.
Literally.
Wow.
A Corvette impaled by a street sign during a multi-vehicle crash.
Jeez.
Yeah, it sucks.
So Hamilton Beach, Florida, a flying highway sign gave a driver an unwelcome New Year's gift when he impaled his rearview wheel of his Corvette during a highway mishap that left multiple vehicles damaged in South Florida. A large highway sign speared the window of the car Tuesday afternoon on the northbound lanes of I-95 and 20 miles from Miami. Investigators think the sign flew into the air when it was struck by another vehicle and was launched into the Corvette's windshield, authorities told the station. Photos from the scene show the yellow sign drutting up out of the shattered rear view window of the driver, and the driver wasn't hurt. Literally, the car was still driving. Like, it landed. Someone hit the sign, it flipped into the air and landed perfectly into and impaled itself into his back window of his. Like, can you pull up the picture just for a second?
Sorry, I'm being distracted by, you remember that thing I mentioned about Telegram Web where you can turn off filtering, and that fixes the issue with blocked porn content? Apparently you can do it in Telegram Desktop as well if you go to Settings, Privacy, Security, and then Disable Filtering. So I'm actually going to try it right now. Settings, Privacy, and Disable Filtering is on, which means it is disabled. Because I turned on the disabling. That is very counterintuitive.
I love how Craig Stryber, this would have been a lot more weird if the carjacker had a gun to the goat's head. I'm gonna fucking kill your goat.
It probably would have been more effective.
No, not Billy. I'll behave, I swear.
Don't hurt Billy. Anything but that.
See, I feel like Florida Man is like off to a slow start then. I mean, comparatively.
Paradox. Where was it again? The settings?
So you on the Telegram desktop, you open up the hamburger menu.
Yep.
This is for Windows and Linux. I'm not sure on the macOS client if it's in there yet. But you go to hamburger menu, settings, privacy and security, and then you scroll all the way down, and it says sensitive content.
I don't have it.
You don't have it? Is your Telegram client up to date?
Probably not.
It is. It doesn't show any.
What version is your Telegram client?
How do I check that?
Just open the hamburger menu.
Yeah.
If it's the same one that I have on this machine.
It doesn't show the build.
It doesn't show under, what about settings, advanced? Doesn't show anywhere there. Settings, advanced, and then if you scroll all the way down, it should show you the version number, where the update settings are.
No, the Linux version is a little different.
That's weird. I thought it was the same web build, because it's all a web UI, I was pretty sure, but maybe the Linux one is similar to the Mac OS.
Walk over there to him across the table.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, you said Telegram desktop, not the web.
No, Telegram desktop.
Yeah, I'm on the desktop.
Yeah, that's what I'm on too.
That's weird.
You could do it on desktop or web,
Okay.
apparently.
I did it on the web earlier.
I wonder if the Linux one is similar to the Mac OS client. Let me see. So yeah, so privacy security, so you don't have it.
I don't.
And then if you do hamburger menu, settings, advanced, and then scroll to the bottom. That's weird. Where do you do your updates?
AppGet?
Show details, maybe? Oh, right, because you installed Telegram with the package manager.
Mhm.
So it doesn't update itself.
Oh.
So that could be why. It's very interesting. It does say down here 1.8.115.
1815.
What is it again? It's
1815 or 1.8.15. Oh, it's not updated.
That could be. Oh, you know what? It could be the repository that you got it from didn't have the latest version.
Okay.
If it's on Linux.
I'm gonna do some.
Yeah, do some research on that because that's. Telegram for macOS hasn't been updated to include that yet. The one distributed through the Mac App Store probably won't ever get it, but you can download Telegram macOS from. Yeah. So. Okay. So, the macOS Store Telegram client probably will never get that setting because that's what they're trying to get around is the App Store rules. But if you download the Telegram program from the Telegram website and then run it, then you can. Then it doesn't. A, it doesn't have filtering, and B, it'll probably have that setting. Or you can just go to web.telegram.org and change the setting on your account because it's account based.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Just wanted to catch up on that because that's important.
Just wanted you to pull up the picture of the Florida man's car.
Oh my god. That's pretty fucked up.
I would keep driving if I was him. I would just kept it.
How did that happen?
That's honestly amazing. Like stick. Good job.
I would have kept it. I would have been like, fuck, car insurance will pay for this.
Who needs a back windshield?
I got a sign. The fact that it perfectly stuck into his car. Oh my god. Speaking of fires, I have one for you, Maruski.
Ah. What's up?
It's about the Texas boy. It's a kid burns down lawn Christmas present.
Where is it? Kid burns out.
End of
From Fox News.
Yep.
Awesome.
I always hate giving them clicks. I mean, I don't mind giving them clicks for non-political things.
I love the picture of the kid.
It's the last item under stupid Maruski.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like
I thought you clicked on it already.
I did. The VPN's making it really slow.
Yeah, he's running his laptop through a VPN right now. That is a pretty funny picture.
Do we have the Jeopardy theme?
Just to show you the picture of the kid. He has the most look on his face. That is so good.
I wouldn't worry about the video. Just give it what's written.
Yeah.
Here you go.
All right. Christmas went up in flames for a family in Texas after a 12-year-old boy decided to use a magnifying glass for something other than reading.
Wait, this started with a magnifying glass?
Yes. They got him a magnifying glass for Christmas. I actually heard about this. Believe it or not, at work somebody was talking about this.
Oh, no, it does. You can't set things on
Have
fire.
you ever
What?
had fun with a magnifying glass and like burning ants or anything?
Yeah, you can.
I literally like remembered burning toy soldiers. Like I never used a magnifying glass to actually like look at something up close. I remember just setting things on fire when I was a little kid. I was like, this is so much fun.
Yeah, that's. I'm surprised you didn't light your house on fire with it.
It never worked for me.
Really?
Yeah.
You needed a glass one, not one of those cheap plastic ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Interior designer Nisa Lynn Parson shared on Facebook how her family's Christmas day was memorable, to say the least, after her 12-year-old son used the magnifying glass he received as a present to try light things on fire. Caden asked for magnifying glass for Christmas, Parson said in a video posted on Facebook. We thought, oh, he wants a magnifying glass. Magnify something.
Aw, he wants to get rid of it. No, I want to burn shit.
Oh, look, he's going to get into science and be smart. Nope.
No. He wanted to see if he can make fire with it. And they did.
And they did. Good job.
Good job, Caden.
It's all about testing.
Caden's father, Justin Parson, told Fox 4 that on Christmas morning when his son opened the magnifying glass, he reacted with, "Yay, magnifying glass!" just
avocado.
One of those like.
Thanks.
I just envisioned a camera shot of that if it was in a show. It'd be like, "Yay, magnifying glass!" and like camera slowly zooms in and like the background just turns to fire and it's just like demented, you know. Oh shit! Sorry.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
The other son in backyard, "Yay! Now we can light stuff on fire." And brotherly.
No sugarcoating it.
That's what happens when you have brothers.
You multiply the stupidity when you have a brother.
Yes.
Apparently.
Yes.
I know it. And we're like, oh dear, Justin told the television station. On a sunny Christmas day.
I love how innocent it is.
The 12-year-old
Two boys, just shit gets on fire.
And his two brothers, not just one,
there's
two,
3 of them.
went out to the driveway and burned a couple of holes on some newspaper. Okay, it started on newspaper.
We're starting with newspaper. Just, Tinder.
Okay.
That's great.
After one of them dropped the now burning paper, the blaze ended up spreading to the front yard of their home in Dallas suburb McKinney.
I love how it's their whole yard on fire.
Everything was under control until the boys came running into the house telling us that a corner of the lawn was on fire and the Christmas lights were melting, Parson wrote.
That's not under control.
That's pretty bad. That's the plastic Christmas lights are melting.
I love how it's Justin and I rushed outside and saw the entire front lawn turning black.
Yeah, this was under control. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Wait, it looks
Jesus.
like they use a sprinkler.
I'm very envious of their like warm Christmas, by the way.
Fire Christmas.
Family members rushed to get buckets of water.
That is such a good. I love that photo so much. I was just the kid kind of pulling up his pants like.
I wasn't involved in this.
And like
nope.
That is so good.
That's why you don't have. That's why you don't plant grass in Texas. Fucking homeowners associations.
It's just a fire hazard in Texas.
Family members rush to get buckets of water and blankets to smother the fire while also turning the sprinklers on to prevent the flames from spreading to their neighbor's home.
Are they
so
fire
then use
retardant
the
blankets?
I don't know. Probably regular
The fire
blankets.
quickly generating a cloud of smoke within minutes. One of the couple's sons said that it was high as the tree.
That's good. It's a very like cute, innocent story, to be honest.
What a sight to see a bunch of people screaming, running around, trying to put out a lawn fire out while wearing Christmas jammies.
I'm sure the neighbors enjoyed it.
The blaze ended up scorching the front yard of the family home in addition to destroying some of the Christmas lights out front. The family, however, is grateful that no major damage or injuries resulted from the blaze.
It's lucky.
Lisa Lynn Parsons said after the incident on Christmas Day, the magnifying glass is now going to be strictly used on non-flammable situations.
That's cute. That's good.
What's she?
No burning, like it is in the house. I want it for only reading or words. She told Fox 4, adding their son has now become hard work of his own ahead. They'll definitely have yard work to do when spring comes. She said Saturday.
Foreshadowing lights the books on fire.
Hey, there's still light in here.
It appears Kaden also learned a valuable lesson after the incident. I shouldn't start any more fires, he told Fox 4.
Yeah.
Bonus points if you light Fahrenheit 451 on fire.
Paradox. You honestly expect them to get that reference nowadays? Come on, they're from Texas. I'd be impressed, but
maybe that book is for us. It was like one of the ones we were forced to read in school.
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't forced to read it. It's not on our required list, but it's one I know exactly why.
There were a bunch of ones that were on the required list that I fucking hated, like The Crucible. And
I hated The Crucible.
I actually kind of liked The Crucible just because of the angry old lady.
Okay, that's true.
She was so freaking sassy.
Okay, what do you think of Catcher in the Rye?
I fucking hate it.
I hated Catcher in the Rye. The other one is
It's like, let me listen to a whiny emo before that's a thing.
Yeah, basically.
In the worst first-person writing possible, and bitching about how he sleeps with some old lady and then just cries about it the entire rest of the book. Yay, Catcher in the Rye.
I love how Michael Jackson's Twitter wished everyone a happy and healthy new year, and everyone's flipping out. And going nuts now.
That's right.
Like, you're alive?
Allegedly.
Okay, another one.
Yeah.
Lord of the Flies.
I actually kind of liked it. I like the concept more than I like the actual writing.
Yeah, I like...
It's like, this is how terrible
children are
are.
assholes. That's the moral of that story.
Is the moral
that
of
story
that,
is basically, this is how terrible children are. A good video game example of that, and a kind of weird flip, is Rule of Rose. It's like the girl version of that, and it's just as fucked up and beautiful.
I'm trying to think what other books you were forced to read.
I was forced to read, was it?
There were two of them
Death
on...
of a Salesman?
Not that one. We were forced to read two of them on the Holocaust. I don't remember what they were.
We actually didn't have one of those.
Yeah,
Anne Frank's diaries?
They were, well done books, but
I think
obviously...
another class had that. We had Ethan Frome. It is literally the worst fucking book I ever read.
So, quickly, can you pull up Freeze Frame's tweet? Because this is my new favorite thing that he just did and started to do. And I am so, down with more of this.
Where is this?
This is at the top. This
This
is amazing.
This is my new hobby.
They're literally statues, and he's just putting his fursuit hat on them. And I fucking love it so much.
That's great. Yeah, that's
great.
That's awesome. I'm on I'm on the FurCast account. I'll favorite it from my account. That's good.
I love how real the second one looks. Like that almost looks photoshopped.
Yeah. It's so good.
I don't know how this has not been like done enough before. Like, I just want more of it. Like, he needs to just start going to other statues.
Just find any of them that you can get close enough to him.
There's a few by the falls, I think.
Imagine
we put Pharaoh on.
Imagine doing that to the Lincoln statue.
You realize how big that head is?
Make a fursuit head for the Lincoln statue. Goals in life.
Just like, you put a face mask, you know, so you can actually get the hat and everything. Oh no, wait, he doesn't have the hat though. So yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, good luck getting near that.
True. True. Oh.
Someone get near it to distract all the cops, and you have the get arrested, and then the second person can put the head on it.
The third person taking a picture.
And the third person takes the picture.
Look, it's the planet of the furries.
Platypus in chat says, need to call my ISP to reschedule mandatory DSL reconnects between now and 6 a.m. because, of course, it's really late there. Annoyed I'm going to have my FurCast streams interrupted by German ISPs. You're lucky that they fucking told you that they're doing that. Okay? Half the time at 2 a.m., our internet goes out with no explanation.
Yeah, that's true.
Like...
Just as I'm hitting a page, read the next page. Fuck you.
Get a Statue of Liberty partial.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it's almost
gigantic.
It's almost 4 a.m. in Germany. Or no, I'm sorry, it's almost 5 a.m. in Germany.
How many hours have we been recorded?
2 hours and 40 minutes. We should probably call it. Oh, we have an email. Can we just jump into the email?
Yes.
All right. Let me see.
We're on a time frame because we forgot to format the...
So yeah, you
we have an hour and 58 minutes left. No, it's fine. We have an hour and 58 minutes.
This is very concerning for Faye, clearly.
All right. Shout out to Neth for this one. Wait. Let me just make sure they wanted us to read that. Yes, they did. Actually, I think I might have more than one email. I think I have this and I think I have another email, but I'll read this one for now. Hello and good evening, guys. It is your friendly neighborhood rat artist, Neth, and I should probably change the graphic to say that we're reading emails. And that's done.
Email, it never fails and makes me want
A few episodes ago, you linked an article from an artist on Patreon discussing how difficult it is for porn artists to find meaning and truth in their paintings and pieces. And link to the article. It was titled, waiting for it to load. What should pro artists do with their weird fetishes? Oh yeah, so it was basically the idea of like, the difficulty of like sometimes showing off your portfolio as a professional artist when
As
half the
art
shit you
instead
draw
is
is
porn.
kinky shit. Yeah.
Which that sucks balls because all the Renaissance shit is literally that.
Yeah.
So it's like that's a little bit of a double standard.
And then new art is just a banana taped to a wall.
Yeah, it's like that is a major double standard. Fuck that.
Yeah. Well, I gave this a read a few days ago, and even though the main message did come across, the one thing that resonated with me was a line that said, "Draw your fetishes to find fuck buddies, draw your soul to find friends." I talked to a reasonable amount of people about my art and about the kinks my art portrays, and it is a lot of fun talking about the nuances, feelings, and ideals connected with the kinks and emotions that I draw. But at least for me, I have a hard time evolving friendships past that. For instance, I'm going to Eurofurence this year, and I can't think of any people I'd be comfortable hitting up to room with. IDK if that's a common issue or not, but it just brought to my attention how meaningful connections I've actually made through my art, but how few people I'd actually count on for IRL issues and situations. I'm 100% sure that it's not something to do with the nature of my art and is just something related to the way I communicate or how I've grown by having casual conversations that lead nowhere. I'm a terrible listener, for instance. I find it really, really hard to care about people's interests and issues when I don't really know or care about these hypothetical random people. Maybe it's a mechanism that I've developed to try to keep myself safer in an online environment, or maybe it's just the way I learned how to communicate with people online. I can't really be sure how this issue came to be, but I know for sure that I want to get rid of it. Don't expect you to know how to answer either, but I hope that it can at least help spark some interesting conversations or bring up an issue that other people may have. You're celebrating the Chinese zodiac year of the the rat, Neth.
Damn rat year.
Is it the rat year?
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the rat
2020
year.
is the rat year.
Go forth and multiply. Rats.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, I found that it's one of those things where you have different friends for different reasons. Like, I have a few friends where the only thing we share is that we want to fuck each other, and we're like, tried to share other interests, and we're like, no, we pretty much just want to fuck. And then there's other friends that I share a ton of interests with that I don't want to fuck. And I think the same thing kind of goes with art. Like, I have a few friends in, like, some NSFW groups that I'm in where, like, we're really into, like, this one concept and we talk about it a ton. But then that's it.
I think, like, true friendships that you actually make with people, you don't have to constantly communicate with them. Mm-hmm. Like, I know a bunch of friends that I haven't seen in, a year or something, but I could literally drive down to the Carolinas and hang out with them. I could drive out to California and hang out with them. Like, without a doubt, like, be able to, like, go to different places and have, like, a reliable person that I could, hang out with. Like, I've always tried to make connections with people, like, even at the moment, we're not talking. We'll literally just pick back up right where we left off. Like,
I tell most of my friends, it's like, if you don't see me for 10 years, we're still going to be friends.
Where some people, if you're not, like, in their, like, I've seen people, like purge different things. Where it's like, oh, if I haven't talked to you in, like, 3 months, we can't, be friends anymore. And it's like, oh, fine.
Yeah, I've never been one for people like that. People that I know are, like my friends coming up, I knew them in the Navy. We haven't really talked in a while, but, like, as soon as it's just like, hey, we want to come see you. Okay, cool. Come over. Come crash. It's like, I can trust them to pretty much do anything with, because we've done a lot of shit together. And even if we haven't talked to each other in a while, we're just, what's up? We're cool. I find people, if I can't find interest in something that they're interested in, I just, meh. It's nice talking. Bye.
I think it's like people want a certain type of friendship, but they don't quite know how to get it. And it's like, so if you're lacking, like, because, like, I do have friends that I do talk to every day, and I love doing that. But I didn't, like, engineer it to be that way or say you can only be friends with me.
It's like something you build over
there's
time.
There's friends that you can maybe talk to every day, but you don't really want to hang out with every day.
Yeah.
Or be around. But you, like, enjoy having a conversation with them every day, but you're not going to go visit them and have, like, the same kind of relationship that you have in person as you do online.
Yeah.
The same thing, like, you'll have different friends that, again, like, I just see true friendship as, something that when you stop talking, it's putting something on pause. It's like putting a movie on pause. Like, where as soon as you start talking again, it just plays back from where you left off.
Like, I've had people where we get together because of something either I wrote or they wrote, so we chatting about, like, whatever the topic is, like that. And we get along with that fine. Try to do anything beyond that, and it's like, okay, I'm good. You want to, like, dump your problems? Go somewhere else. I just want to talk about this topic. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's like sometimes people, and it's not even a time thing. Sometimes people just get upset if, like, you don't share, like, oh, well, they only want to be friends with me because of this. It's like, okay, so what?
Hey,
like,
according to my therapist, that's perfectly fine, having boundaries.
If you're, sometimes people just have boundaries and maybe they want to be social about this one thing, but they don't want to be social, or they have different social circles for different things too. That's another thing. Like, I don't know. It's,
I think it's
humans
really,
are complicated.
Humans are complicated. I think it's, like, really hard making that, like, more tight-knit you can drop off for years and then get back together bond than...
What was the analysis
and
that we actually talked about on the show of how long it takes to be actual best friends with someone? It's the amount of hours you actually spend with them. It's scientifically proven how many hours you need to spend with someone.
Huh. That's interesting. Because, like, when I think about it too, like, half of my really good best friends that I talk to, like, every day share, like, none of my kinks.
You don't have to be your friends to have You don't have to have your kinks to be your friends.
It's like... But it can be difficult if you're feeling...
I used to say when I was younger, the difference between friendship and relationship is who you have sex with.
Yeah, there's that.
It's like, to me at that time, there was a lot different. And now that I'm older, I know there's a lot more complicated than that, but it's just like... it's one of those, like, simplifications.
I remember talking about it. It was science tells you how long it takes for an adult to make a new friend.
It's really hard for adults.
I think we did read that, yeah.
But
when you're a kid, getting a best friend is easy as getting a play date.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Then you're in school, so you're in a social situation.
In situations with each other.
If furry counts, I think it's pretty easy.
A new study of the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships recently calculated out that average it takes 50 hours of time with someone before you consider them just a casual friend. 90 hours with them before you consider them real friends. So think of that, that's 90 hours of like overtime. So like you only spend maybe an hour with them in a day. So it's 90 different occasions where you spent an hour with them.
90 hours of meaningful time.
Meaningful time with them.
Meaningful, so
that seems a little high.
So it's only 50 hours to become casual friends. Like, they're my friend.
Okay.
Then
so like if you're at a party and like you spend like maybe an hour with this one individual and you go off to somebody else,
the hour accumulates. So it's like then you need
that's just 1 hour, not the entirety of the party.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's you're meaningfully talking to it. You're interested in each other, kind of thing.
I'm sure it's being around a person too. So like I might not be able to talk to you, but if you're around me and I'm with someone else, and if you're in that same vicinity,
and
you're spending
something
time
together.
with me. So it's the time spent together that adds up.
Yeah, but it's not inherently time spent means friends, obviously, because I've definitely spent more than 90 hours with my coworkers, and I would not consider them.
Well, see, that's also coworkers, because it's like these are people you have to be with.
Yeah, you have to be with. You're not choosing to be with them.
Yeah. Okay.
That's another. Yeah, that's why I'd be like meaningful. You choose to be with this person. You want to be with this person for this X amount of time.
But it was 50. This is as adults. So as kids, it's different. But
it's a lot easier,
as kids, it's literally a lot faster. You could literally become best friends, be like a single play date. You could be like, "You're my best friend. You're my best friend," and you literally might be best friends for the rest of your lives from that stupid little thing as a kid. Because it's just how our brains are wired. But as an adult,
hey, let's go over to your house and play games. Yeah.
Because like I've
same thing.
Definitely had like at cons like something stupid happens and I just look at a person and I'm like, we're gonna be friends forever now, and then we were like that's like that definitely is a thing, but it's not most of the time. Most of the time it's.
Well, you'll always have different things with like different friends, so it's like that's not saying this is perfect, but on average, it takes 50 hours with someone before you consider them just a casual friend. 90 hours with them before you can become real, you can call each other real friends. And then 200 hours before you become close friends. Close friends meaning like that whole situation where you might not talk to them for a year and you could pick back up right where you left off and stuff like that, where a lot of things like that doesn't...
Would
like a
chatting with them
bond.
online consider?
Yeah, that's considered.
Okay.
Because you're going
still...
for the effort of talking with them. So,
well, because the other thing that I was just thinking about too is that there are some people that I like hanging out with in groups. Like, if I'm at an event or if I'm like with other friends, I love having them there. But like, I would never hang out with them one-on-one, kind of thing. Like, I would never.
Yeah, there are some people like that. What was it?
Yeah.
You guys always have a couple of those people.
Yeah.
So the communications professor at the University of Kansas recruited adults in desperate need of friends in 2 different experiments. People who had just moved to a new city in the past 6 months and college freshmen, and asked them to rate and track the degree of closeness and time spent together with new people. Results suggesting that the chance of transitioning from a casual friend to a friend is greater than 50% after about 80 to 100 hours together. So it's like the transitioning effect. So like, all of a sudden, like, you consider someone, I've hung out with them, we're acquaintance. That's what I'm thinking about when it says like casual friend. It's an acquaintance, someone that you know of, they know of you. You hang out together. You could still call them up and hang out, but it's like you're not really friends yet. Like you're bonding.
Yeah.
But then after about 80 to 100 hours, you have a 50% chance to literally transition to. So you might actually push them away. So you have a 50% chance of, even after spending 80 hours with that person.
It's like the 7 years
I don't like
relationship. You just have that.
That happened before.
Yeah, it's like.
So you can invest. Just because you invest 80 hours in a person, doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to become your best friend. Like if you force yourself on someone for 80 hours, doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be your friend. There's a 50% chance.
You just like handcuff yourself to them, and like
we're going to spend time together.
The handcuffs will automatically unlock in 80 hours.
It's about 4 days, just constant.
And then we'll be friends.
Only 50 hours more.
I've also had weird situations where, like, I'm connecting with somebody and we kind of make the decision that we're like, you know what, we just want to stay casual friends. Where, like, you kind of, like, there's a few people at cons that, like, I've talked to over the years and, like, I've seen them year after year. And I'm just like, you know what, we're always just going to be, like, casual We're gonna say hi to each other. We're gonna be and you just kind of make that
You're friendly. And if you don't want to like go any further.
So instead of friend zoned, it's acquaintance zoned.
Yeah, it goes into say like, you do not actually have to be chatty to gain a friend, but you need to you invest quality time with said person. So they found that the portion of time spent talking together or the fact that you just spent time at school or work with them were factors unrelated to the closeness of a friendship.
Or fucking them.
Yeah.
So you literally could not even talk to each other. We just literally like stare at each other for hours.
So I remember a study that I read on like why it's easier for guys to make friends. Really, is because guys
are dumber.
Because male bonding involves just being
drawing
in the
penises.
same room together, being in the same activity. So
drawing
like
dicks.
So like you can have like 5
Drawing
dudes.
dildos.
I mean, yeah, you could have 5 dudes literally just absolutely quiet watching a movie. That's quality time for dudes.
Yeah.
According to science, that's quality time for dudes.
Yeah.
For women, we have to be engaged in actually communicating with each other. So it's like, fuck.
Being a woman is hard.
It is hard. It's hard to make female friends.
You have to talk.
You have to talk. Ew.
So, because what was it? The theory was that guys are more pack oriented in that, let's go out and hunt. Yeah. So you can just join in whatever group and it's fine.
Monkey brains.
Pretty much. That was the idea why it was easier for guys to like just go to a bar and make friends.
We were talking about that during the porn thing. We're like, yay, monkey brains. Reward centers, yes.
Whereas like women have to build social networks, people we can rely on in order, oh well that bitch is gonna fuck you over, so you gotta go for that bitch. You gotta get she's got all the stuff that you can need right now. You can trust her.
You can't trust him because he really wants to fuck you.
Yeah, stuff like that. We have to like hyper analyze all this shit. So that's why our relationships are like one person, two.
I wonder where sleeping together falls into.
Well, it says like just spending time in proximity together is not enough to actually become friends with someone. Don't just think you're spending time with someone you're gonna make friends.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd all be best buddies with our coworkers who see us more than our families.
Terrible.
America.
On one hand, it's really easy to spend a lot of time with people as they are routinely in the same place in the same places as you are. All told, however, my study shows that you have coworkers you spend hundreds and hundreds of hours with and still don't develop any type of friendship or relationships with.
Classmates. Yeah.
You do not need to become besties with your coworkers to develop meaningful relations with them, however. But for those hoping to make a leap from girl who I eat lunch with at work to friend I can count on in a crisis, Hal suggests that you need to take the relationship out of the workplace for it to become actually a friendship.
Yep.
Yeah,
and I avoid doing that at all costs with my coworkers. Like, I'm the type of I'm so bad. I'm the type of person where like,
oh no, I hated that shit.
I work 9 to 5. You send me an email at 6:15. You are not getting a reply until tomorrow.
So it's actually been proven that if you keep relationships only at work, there's a very small chance you'll ever be friends.
Mm-hmm.
You literally have to take the relationship outside of the workplace just because how it develops in a workplace. You have a work friend.
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually transition over to a real friend. You need to actually invite them over to your house and hang out with them outside of work environments for them to actually be considered.
Which is why
you have to have shared interests. You got to do something else other than fucking work.
Which is why a lot of companies try to do like team building.
Oh yeah,
where like
they'll
they'll send the company bowling or drinking,
Yeah.
and I can't stand that shit.
I hated that shit. What was it? I was doing construction and I was required to go out to a bar and drink with my coworkers, and I was like, fuck this.
Well, it goes into saying that doesn't work. You actually have
this.
to make closed system relationships into friendships. You have to move the relationship out of the institutional system that it's in. So even if your work decides that, we're going to do a work bowling meet.
Work functions, yeah.
It doesn't work making friends. It still doesn't work. It doesn't.
Thank you. Wow. Okay. Next time I'm stuck. By the way, I've had to do AV production for a few times. One of them was a paid gig, and another one was for where I work now, where I had to do a paid gig for like one of those like whole company gets together. It wasn't our company, it was another company. But it was a whole group gets together for one of those like motivational speaker things, and like you have to change your lens on life, and you have to like, one of those like activity things where it'd be like, here's stickers. Everybody needs to pass these stickers around and choose the sticker that best describes your coworker or whatever. And I wanted so badly. I wanted so badly. I might have to just like keep that so I can walk up to one of those people and be like, do you realize how fucking flawed your job is?
Hey, I get paid for it.
Oh, God.
That's what they think. Like, I don't care. Fuck.
The worst was
oh yeah,
the worst was a paid gig that I did many years ago for it was for HSBC, the bank.
It was
and
like the bankers where they
had
teach
to like
them emotions.
Yeah, they had to like teach them emotions, and they had to like teach them like how their bank affects other people and like learning to understand your coworkers. And it was like, you know, and they had like stock photos of like banker people like climbing a mountain.
That's a sign that everyone in your company is a sociopath.
Oh yeah, so I forgot that the other part of this thing too was you can actually have no more than 5 closest friends.
Yeah, it's actually like
5.
due to the
I know 100.
Due to the level of bond
So no, you can
required.
have 15 good or great friends, but only like 5 to 6 close friends, something that you rely on constantly.
I think that only applies to normies.
Nah, I doubt it.
I would definitely say I have more than 5 close friends. I know the one number, the 100. I think it's 100, which is like the number of people that you can actively.
No, it's 150.
Knowing.
Yeah, if you
that's
can actively
150.
know. It's
Dunbar
like,
found that 100.
That one I believe
it's like 100.
Is the limit of amount of people you can have as friends.
Okay.
You cannot have more than 150 friends. You just can't keep up with the relationships. You can't keep up with people.
150 active, knowable, continually. Like obviously, we all know more than 150 people. But there's no more than 150 active
relationships.
Relationships, yeah.
Okay.
You can have 50 friends. Usually they say the amount of friends that you have is 50.
There was a study I remember reading where it's actually been getting lower. So it's like up to 3. It's like where before, like 20 years ago, it was 5 would be like your really closest friends. And now it's like 3 for like most adults.
So let's say like what?
I could see that happening with most adults, but again, not furries. Like I definitely have more than 5. Like I talk to them every day, people.
But I'm not sure if they're like. I feel like Shroud is your closest friend.
No, I barely talk to Shroud. I'm serious. I talk to Shroud maybe once a month.
But I think you have the most I don't know. It seems like you always had the most meaningful connection.
Mm-hmm.
No, like when I think of my meaningful friends, this is hard to say. When I think of I think of Retcon and Fizz and Freeze and Riley and Jesse, and
because I fit into your
and
good
Adi
friends group, but not your closest friends. Like me and you have way too many things like apart. So I know I'm in your good friends group, but not your closest friends group.
I guess, but it's like. It's really hard to define too because like you could say like, oh, your closest friends are people that like you'd be comfortable seeing you naked or something. And it's like, wow.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say your closest friends are those you can, no matter what, you can rely on them.
They're
for
like
anything.
They're the people that
they're the person that they're not just gonna like give you help. They're gonna be there fucking shit up with you. Yeah. They're gonna be that person that if you had to go to war with, they're gonna be behind you with all the guns. Like, all right, let's go.
Or a better way to think of it, those are the people where like you could trust them with your banking information.
You can trust them with like pretty much.
But keep in mind that this can transition. Like,
it transitions.
It's like the top 4 like on MySpace. So you can literally
like these are the people that they have seen you at your absolute fucking worst. You guys can yell and scream at each other, and 5 minutes later, drinking a beer, watching a stupid movie. So, like these are you've been like through hell together, kind of people. So
that's why we're we joked that we're not friends anymore. We're just brothers.
Riley was saying, there's a weird special case with people I trust implicitly but have basically nothing in common with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a thing.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a thing.
I have a fur friend that I made 10 years ago, and he was the only guy that I knew. And we barely talk once every 2 months, but I still can live with him if something happened to me. I can't,
if you everything blew up, you could just be like, "Hey, bro, I need somewhere."
You. Yeah, I can just go there.
That is like a really close friend. Like I was talking about my friends from the Navy. It's like I could call them up.
Last time I spoke to him was November. It's like I feel like a shitty friend, but I can still trust him. Like it's been 3 months.
I feel like some of it too is like, it's all about the situations you're in too, because like some friendships work good in some situations, but not in others. Right? Like there are some people like you might be in love with somebody, and it might be very legit love, but living with them might be shit. And there's like a lot of situations like that where like you're close to somebody on an emotional level, and I have that a lot where like there's a lot of people that I love, but like I'm like having them, we kind of know intrinsically. Like, for instance, Sherrod and I know if Sherrod and I talked to each other every day, we would drive each other fucking insane. And we both know that. Yeah. That's just like a thing.
And a lot of CJ talk to each other every day. We drive each other insane.
But that's the thing. There's a lot of people who are like, there are people you love. Inherent, you legit love them, but you just know. But then there's other people where it's like, it's more casual, but I talk to them every single day.
Yep.
And it's just interesting how
I feel like it's kind of like also with relationships where it's like you're willing to bend for these type of people. They've earned that for you.
Yeah.
And they're just they're going to reciprocate it as well.
I think it's more of like you're not deciding who's the closest friends you have at that point.
It's something that
I think you have
happens, just like you don't even realize
I would
it.
hate to put the label on it.
Yeah, that's what I think is you can't put a label on. I think it's just that your mind, you generally, as you exist with friends, you have at any point in time 5 close friends. That can change, that can fluctuate, but you just have 5 close people that you are close to at that point in time in your life, and then you can still have. Again, 15 great friends, and those great friends can cycle in between the 5 that are the top. But it's like you're not actively choosing that. It's just that that's how life is actually presenting it.
You know what I just imagined? Like it's an active inventory.
Yeah.
So it's like you got your primary weapons on the side, but you can always go through your backpack. It's like we'll swap it out.
Yeah, you swap
depending on the situation.
All I can think of is like a white girl with a frappuccino going, Karen, you were my close friend yesterday, but not today. I only have room for 5, and right now you're number 6.
You're the 6th one. You gotta step it up, Karen.
I thought I was your number 4. Not today.
Was it the MySpace 5? What was it, the MySpace 10 or something like that?
Well, there's also like T-Mobile did a thing like that back in the day where you could choose certain phone numbers that you had unlimited calls with or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like your 5.
Your top 5 or something like that?
Top 5, yeah.
You're on my top 5. But I feel like inherently, this from just a science perspective, I think that's more right. Like, we only have 150 acquaintances that we can actually comprehend in relationship-wise. Some people might drop off, but still might come back. I think you have 50 people that you consider just friends in general, that no matter what, they're your friends. Yeah. But that 150 is like your base knowledge of people.
Everyone you know.
Yeah, like your circle of influence.
It's basically your circle of influence. It's colleagues.
For me, I think I localized those groups a lot. So there will be like Toronto group, like Austria group. And then there will be like
I don't think you could write down 150 names of friends though.
Oh, I can easily. If I bring in all the groups from different places, I can make more than 150, maybe 200.
Yeah, that's the thing. Compartmentalization helps a lot, especially if you're somebody who travels a lot and has a lot of different interest groups online.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes it a little bit easier. Like
I can say I have one in Manitoba. I have one in here, and then I have one in Toronto. I have one in East Toronto, and I have one in the East Coast. It's like 5, and each group has a,
But also think of each of those groups, how much they consider you in their 150. Too.
Right.
Rejected.
So it has to be mutual.
So like think of the mutual 150, like just the space of grouping of a mental like capacity of what your inventory is only maxed out at 150.
Damn it.
That's it. Then you have like your backpack quick inventory.
You know more than 150 people. That you can recall. It's just that only 150 are active people that you continually are connected to.
So you also have to include like people you work with in this kind of thing because it's all the people you socialize like on a daily basis with. That's what that number is. It's your sphere of influence.
This one says actually just meaningful relationships. So you can actually cut out like any. You can have more like people that are influenced with you, but 150 is just meaningful relationships. So like acquaintances, people that like you can hang up with at cons and be like, oh yeah, how's it going?
So like the coworker that I see once every 3 months probably doesn't fit into that 150.
Probably
No.
not.
Yeah.
But like I would say like the people you work with every day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you got to deal with them.
Like I have convention friends, and I hate talking to them online because it feels like I'm breaking the magic, and I have to get to know more of them. It's like, no, I just want to be.
See, those wouldn't be your closest friends. Those would be your convention friends.
Yeah, convention friends. Like I don't want to talk to you online.
I only want to talk to you at a convention.
That's why I'm breaking this down into a science level because you can't say that you have 15 good friends. You can't say like out of all your friends, these are my 15 good friends. This is not comprehensible. You can't say that you have 5 close friends. It's not comprehensible. It's just that in the mathematical scheme of things, you can equip 5 items. You have 5 people that
I don't know if it's quite that hard of a limit. It's probably an average, depending on the person. I know some people who can barely handle having 2 friends.
Yeah.
like
this is the max. This is what we're talking about. This is max capacity. This is the full inventory setup here.
Platypus said, I have a Karen level of plus 15, and I will speak to the manager, and I don't know how I feel about that.
I have a Karen level.
I don't want to have a Karen level.
Fucking Karen.
Karen levels. Kakarot.
Sarah's sandals are just so ugly.
She's going on my 6th.
I don't know. I think I have a pretty high Karen level if you get me to a point. Like, I will speak to a manager. I will flip shit. Like, if I...
See, I'm the nicest person ever.
I'm completely the nice
Karen
person ever.
Kruger
But, like,
Anderson.
if someone else is getting, like, tromped on by something, and I'm like, why are you letting them push you around like that? Like, they get, like, all the wrong sandwiches or something like that. I'm like, I'll just deal. I just won't eat. I'm like... My Karen comes out. I'm like, I got you, fam. What did they give you? What did they fuck up? Oh, I'll go back in there for you. You're gonna eat something.
Hey, so if I ever get fucked over at the border, I'm calling you.
That'd probably be a good idea.
Yeah, just knowing your inner.
Excuse me? Why did you stop him? Let me speak to your manager right now. I have like a defensive Karen level. Like I don't have an offensive Karen level. I have a defensive Karen.
Self-defense Karen.
I have multiple people messaging me now saying, you're in my top 10, you're in my top 5, and I'm just like, fuck. But yeah, it's a thing. It's
so it goes 5, 15, 50, which are usually your friends that you're talking with constantly, and then 150 of acquaintances.
That's just
that is including that 50. So 50 minus 15, 65. So you have like 100 extra more that you could handle.
As the introvert, that is way too many people.
Yeah, this is
like, for me that actually makes
this
me
is
cringe.
max stats, max capacity. Okay, this is
you
you've leveled up everything to max. Okay, I know some people that can't have more than 2 friends that are close to them at any given point in time. And if you had to have more than 15 people on their friends list, they would fucking flip out.
See, you're an aggressive Karen, and I'm like a white girl Karen.
Karen is always aggressive. When you put Karen in a corner, Karen bites back.
I love my boyfriend, Dan. I really like vanilla ice cream, and he really likes chocolate. He's so weird. He's really...
Passive Karen.
He's
Passive
really
Karen.
different.
Oh my god.
Is there a reluctant Karen?
See, my Karen level is only on the defensive.
I told my boyfriend no, but he did it anyway, and I love it.
Oh, my hair is just so off season right now.
That's not in at all.
Karen.
Haven't you been to
Every
the mall
Karen I've
recently?
ever known is like that, and I fucking hate her.
That's why it's the Karen.
It's like always fucking Karen.
I had to. So Kevon came over yesterday, and
Fuck Kevon.
Fuck Kevon on Twitter.
Yep. At fuck Kevon.
Oh, did we talk about the dicks? And I was throwing dicks on the ceiling, and you got so scared because you thought that was an
I
earthquake?
thought something was going on because I just kept hearing
there's
bangs.
like the forest that they put on the fucking ceiling.
I just kept hearing boom, boom.
I just came down and I'm like, nope, turn back around.
We had stalactites of dicks all across the kitchen ceiling.
Fucking
Stalagdicks.
forest.
Stalagdicks.
Anyway,
Will they be tight dicks? And then, because it's stalactites and stalagmites.
Stalactites. Stadicmites.
Stadic tights?
I don't know.
And stadic mites. I don't know.
Dick tights and dick mites.
Well, anyway, yeah, you
Dick
guys.
tights and dick mites.
You guys literally spent 4 hours in the kitchen whipping dildos at the ceiling.
It's so much fun. You don't
You see
realize
why
it.
I just come down for like a minute, see what the fuck's
She
going on.
She came down the kitchen when we had then we all started dildo jousting.
Yeah, I was just like, nope. Nope.
She comes
I'm
down
done of-
and we now CJ came up with the dildo in his pants.
Yeah.
Well, we were dildo jousting. We're like, oh, good day to you, sir. Good day to you. Good day to you, sir. And handshaking the dildos in everyone's pants.
You said like doctor?
Doctor.
I'm glad you had fun.
Bye.
She comes down, like you came down, you're just like, I hate all of you. I'm just going back upstairs. She comes down, she goes, I just hate dicks.
At this point, I fucking hate dicks. Just went back upstairs.
And it's only going to get worse because he's going out Ohio to make more dicks.
Arizona, not Ohio.
Oh, Arizona.
Oh my God.
See, he can make dicks. I don't care if he makes dicks.
You can only care about 5 dicks at the most.
I
Vera.
love how fact that you guys are both wolves in this house, and you both just can handle only so much of my shit.
Yep.
Like it is astounding how much you guys like act like the same species.
You spent 4 hours throwing dildos.
I know. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate
We were having fun.
I know, and I'm happy for you.
Every time they pull this kind of shit, I'm just like, I can be doing something better. I'm gonna go do something better. Fuck this.
Oh my God, husky, and a fox.
And like the few times I'm like, oh no, here we go.
Like I can think about like 5-10 minutes of it. You know, it's funny, and then after that, it's just like, okay, I'm done. I'm wasting time.
I love that that's the exact amount of time that he can stand us. It's like 5-10 minutes of it. He'll be downstairs. He'll record a few things, and then he'll be like, nope, I'm going. I'm leaving. I'm done with this.
Yep. And then I just go back up to my computer and I'm like, hey guys, they're throwing dicks at the ceiling downstairs. How are all you?
But I love the fact that like we were whipping them and they're like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
headphones.
You're gonna destroy the foundation of this house.
No, there's hard beams underneath that.
I know. I just mean that your dick energy.
Your dick energy is gonna destroy the foundation.
And I'm the one who's gay, and
I just love when you came down and we all had dicks in our pants, like the dildos sticking out of the front zippers of our pants, and just tip touching.
Like,
and we're like, tip touch, and you're just like,
what bothers me
I
though is
hate
like,
all
I'm
of you.
okay, I need to go to the kitchen for like 5 minutes to wash a couple dishes that are in my room. I come downstairs and I'm like,
I need to
oh
get
no.
drink.
I'm like, oh no, they're going to involve me. The second I get downstairs, you guys are like, hey, you want to touch our dicks? And I'm like, I'm involved.
Paradox, I know how you feel. I just go to, I'm like, I need a drink. Shit. I need to go throw this
because we're trying to involve her. We're like, why aren't you involved in this? Like, you should be like strapping up all like the rest of us. And she's like, nope. I hate dicks. I'm out. I'm done. You guys have your fun. I'm gonna go do something productive.
Yep.
You guys were just
out of spite. I wrote 3 fucking chapters. I was productive out of spite.
Dude, you get like that too?
Yes.
I get like that all the time. When like stupid shit is
out of
happening,
spite.
I'm like, fuck this, I'm gonna go be productive. And then I'll like get a ton of shit done just to spite
This
the
is
fact-
why every wolf needs to live with a fox. Because we aggravate them to do work.
No, cautionary point there. As soon as I get fucking productive, you magically fucking appear and stop it. That's why you have to have that group to distract you.
Yep. They all came up here while I was working on stuff, and it were just like
we put googly eyes on dildos.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
Downstairs, there was
I
the
know.
one-eyed monster. Yeah.
I also spent an hour vacuuming them the other day.
Not my fault. Mariski couldn't open up the package correctly. Or stick the eyes to the dildos.
Like every once in a while, I'm walking around up here and I feel something in my foot, and I turn around, it's another googly eye that's in the carpet.
Do you remember Freeze Frame's googly eye phase?
Yes, it was a phase.
There's still leftovers of that phase.
Yeah.
I missed his googly eye phase. That's the only reason why we have googly eyes is because of Freeze Frame's googly eyed phase.
Yeah,
but they're so iconic now.
No, he put them on everything. Anything that had like a round surface on, even the mics would have googly eyes. These would have googly eyes.
The door in the old studio had googly eyes on it.
I remember that.
When you close the door halfway, there was the googly eyes that would stare at the camera.
Anyway, we've been going for 3 hours. Let's call it.
Yeah, friends. Friendships.
So does that mean that we can add up all the hours of FurCast?
Oh my god. That's scary. The amount of friendship is too much.
Sinbad in chat says, isn't the old term for Pharaoh fucked up gay? Yeah.
Yeah. Or broken blue.
My favorite way to describe you is kinky ace.
Yeah. That's
She's upset with that too, because it's like, I don't want to fuck, I just want to make kinky shit.
Yep.
Can we just like
very hard and very confusing.
Can we just record me getting fucked in the ass or something like really like like in a cool setting with like bondage gear? I don't want to come or anything. No, just a few like maybe seconds. Then we can post it online. That'd be really cool. Then just we can go play video games or something. You don't like fit it? No. I just want to get a cool scene set up. Like.
I have so many friends like that.
And she hates it so much. She's like, well, what if I just want to I don't want to do more. Like, can we just do that and then like just peace out?
Yeah, I have a friend that like his biggest thing is like he wants all of his friends to be in a room hanging out, but he's like tied up and like bound to the corner and like can't talk.
Freeze frame?
Yeah. Yes.
I know all of my friends' kinks way too well, and I know everyone's anti-kinks too.
The best thing is it's just like, oh, so do you want to be like teased and like poke? No. Oh, you don't want to like get off? No.
Nope, just tied up in the corner.
Just
and recorded it,
literally just tied up in the corner for like.
I actually hear that from him all the time. Just tie me up in the corner. Get a girlfriend, rail her in front of me, and just tie me up in the corner. I can't do anything. Just like, I hate you.
So I don't really want to get off. I just I think this would be kind of hot scenarios.
Can you just fuck somebody else and force me to watch? It's like I love it. It's like I don't understand it, but I love it.
Thank you.
Because I want her to get like pleasure, but like I'm a kinky ace, so it's like I'm just not providing enough pleasure. So it's like I still care for her enough that it's like I want you to have fun.
See, the big issue here is I'm a demi, so I have to build up this emotional connection to someone.
I have fun by not having fun. Yeah.
Because I still care. I still love.
Yeah, see, I'm the same way. I can't do that. Like, if it's in a group, like, if it's a group of some people that I know, it's okay. But like, I've definitely been in groups where like other people are fucking other people, and I mean, I love great. No problem with it at all. But like, I can't get intimate with somebody else, and so like. That kind of, I just get to the point where I'm like, I'd rather just watch, guys. And they're like, oh, no, don't you want to, like, we'll get you up. And I'm like, no, I'm good.
Good. You guys have fun.
I feel like half the time I'm in an orgy.
Fucking wolves. I hate the fact that Nico is the gay me in this house. That it pisses me off because we share so many things.
The biggest secret about wolves is that wolves need intimacy. Because the thing is, like,
I hate it.
Half the time,
I hate it. Why?
That we need intimacy?
We just need hugs.
No, how identical you guys are fucking. Like, it pisses me off that you wolves are exactly the fucking same. Like, to a T. Like, literally, you're saying the exact same shit that she's said to me downstairs at times. And it pisses me off how accurate the species representation is between the two of you. You may call him a coyote because, yeah, he's a little bit separately different, but there's still that wolf essence. Just like I have that kinky fox essence that I can't get rid of. You literally both are like, I need intimate relationships and stuff like that. And I'm like, fuck! The same wolf mentality. I keep hearing from her. I can't do that. That's
I
not
love
intimate.
how it bothers you.
It's how accurately it is. Like, it bothers me. Like, it shouldn't be this accurate. You are so separately different people, yet that wolf mentality just crosses all gay, straight boundaries, male, female. Nope. Wolf logic. It's right there. Same exact thing. That's what bothers me.
Fox logic is definitely a thing.
Oh my god.
Fox logic says, hey, can I stick this up my ass and show a picture to somebody? I don't want to get off or anything. It's fine. I just want something up my ass.
Fox logic.
I just want to be abused.
Yeah.
I just want to be abused.
Just for a few minutes, take a few shots of it, we'll turn some other people on with it.
Fox logic's all about teasing, not actually doing it.
I feel like Fox logic, in my opinion, is being one-track minded.
Yeah.
Immediate, yeah.
Yep. It'd have to like trying to get him onto the one track you want. It's like,
And then you gotta like steer, like, no, over here. No, over here.
Trying to put some kind of blinders on. It's just like, come on.
Fox blinders like horses.
I know some people are into that too.
Should probably try it. We haven't done that yet.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
I hate it.
Good show, but I'm hungry.
Salmon Ronan said that being Demi sucks in way too many ways.
Yes, it does.
It does.
It does.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say the last time I was in an orgy, some person was just grabbing my dick, just trying to get me off, and I'm like, no.
I've never even got a chance to.
I don't know who you are. I don't care.
I want to be in an orgy. Why can't we be in an orgy?
I'm surprised you haven't been in an orgy.
It's like you're like, I don't want anybody to actually do anything to me. I just want to be in the orgy.
Exactly. I don't want to actually be doing anything. I just want to be in an orgy.
Oh, see, the issue is he's so ace, he doesn't register that there's an orgy going on around him. Whereas me, if I was standing there, just my mere presence would stop it. Because I'm looking in a direction. I'm actually not doing anything. I just look like I'm being scary, but all I'm like, what's for dinner today?
Oh my God. I just feel like there's like a circle of people just fucking, and Pharaoh's in the middle like, hi guys!
What's going on? Hi!
He's not wrong. Like, I hate the fact
spotted
that
so many. The few times I go to cons with him, so many people hit on you and try to fuck you, and you're just like, what's your day like? Hi!
I'm oblivious to it. I'm oblivious to getting hit on. I can tell you that with 100% certainty. When someone said that, she's like, they were hitting on you. I'm like, what?
They look at me and they're like, skitter away. I'm like, I wasn't doing anything.
To be fair, I'm kind of like that. I remember when I was a little kid, we were at the local municipal swimming pool for our town. And I remember my mother coming up to me and just being like, hey, you know that girl over there, you can tell that she really likes you. And I was like, all right, really? Well, she hasn't said anything. And my mom was like, no, but that's not the point. You can tell with their actions that you got to learn to take hints. I'm like, yeah, she hasn't said anything to me. And my mom was so angry at me. My mom was like, how do you not get this? She likes you. I'm trying to just give you a hint. And I'm like, yeah, but she hasn't talked to me.
I think that's just being a guy. You're not taught to go look for these things.
It's the funniest shit.
So I know my brother's the same way. He was just like, what?
But that's the reason I felt bad her walking around with me at cons because she'll give an intimidating look at people and they'll back away. But the normal conversation I have with people is them hitting on me and me not realizing it. And that's I feel like she was stopping that normal flow of conversation. But keep in mind, I'm completely oblivious to them actually hitting on me. She's like, you do realize that they're flirting like hell with you. And I'm like, really? We're just having a conversation.
And I'm just like, nope.
You're just so used to everybody wanting to fuck you that you're just like...
You just didn't even register it.
That is a Fox thing. I'm going to take you, I'm going to fucking pin you to that wall and fuck you.
Oh, you're having a good day.
Oh, they want to be my friend.
Oh, you say you're having a good day. You're smiling at me.
Wow, I'm being included.
I feel so loved.
Anyway,
Yep.
I've been your host, Paradox Red Wolf.
I have been your Fox Logic host, Pharaoh.
I've been your stripy boy, Maruski.
And I'm the Ixer, the direwolf.
No FurCast next week because Pharaoh is in Phoenix and I am in Toronto. If anybody's going to Kerfluffle, say hi. If anybody's in Phoenix, say hi to Pharaoh.
He's making dicks.
Yeah, so we'll be off for a week and then we'll be back.
Oh yeah, we told him that I had to make labels on all the dicks that I make. So I'm I'll be making your dicks. Your dicks you're ordering, I'll be making them. You'll be ready for this. I'll make them perfect.
Little chisel in there, Pharaoh.
No, it said on the bag, I'm going to put made by Pharaoh. I'm going to bring my label maker.
Made and approved by Pharaoh.
So order your dicks now if you want them made by me. Pharaoh approved.
I never did the sponsor shout out. I just realized.
We did a small sponsor shout out.
We did. I mean, we've mentioned them a bunch, but still. Quick thing, Twintail Creations. You can go to twintailcreations.com, coupon codes REDWOLF or the coupon code BLUEFOX.
If you're kinkier.
We'll get you 15% off on their silicone products. They want to get their name out. They make high-quality, durable, carefully made toys for reasonable prices. They make them in pretty colors. You can even ask for custom patterns. They ship discreetly in unmarked boxes that just say TTC LLC, including the credit card transaction. They even ship internationally. The customs paperwork just says silicone sculpture. They have excellent customer service. If anything goes wrong, they like to claim. They are often in our chat room, so if you have any issues, you are welcome to share them with us, and we will talk about it. Love is poured into every
I'm going to pour love into every one of your molds.
Love, yes, quote unquote.
They have stock and custom models available. And Pharaoh slowly leaning into my camera shot.
Yep. So I was saying that I was going to pour love into every one of their molds.
With that face. That's a good... Somebody turn that into a Telegram sticker.
God, that face. Oh my god.
Anyway. Thanks for downloading, podcast listeners. For everybody tuning live, stay tuned for the post show. Still holding the face.